Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention LOVE20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Oh, man. One of the reasons why I am happy I don't live in Florida anymore.
Oh, just one.
Just one. I mean, you know, you'd think, oh, sunshine all the time. Why wouldn't you love it? Well, this guy Scott can tell you why. He's from Florida, and he was attacked by an alligator. And all he did was just open his door. He just opened his front door on Saturday night, and then all the alligator said, buddy, this is your lucky day. I'm coming after you.
City folks just don't get it.
Man, that's something I'll never say. Like, hey, I just walked outside my house in Puyallup, and a gator bit me in the leg.
Yeah, man.
I hope I don't have to say that.
Yeah. Well,
you never know, man.
Yeah.
I do have a buddy whose nickname is Gator.
Oh.
So, I mean, if he's waiting outside my house, first of all, that's kind of strange. You should, call ahead.
Yeah.
And then if he starts biting my leg, well, that's not out of the ordinary. He's kind of a crazy guy.
Maybe I should hire Gator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we can make this happen for the right price. This guy, Scott, in Florida, he's like, okay, there's some noises out here at 10 o'clock at night. What's going on? So he's like, all right, opens the front door, steps outside. All of a sudden, something grabs him by the leg. And he's like, wait, well, hold on. And he's telling the news about all this.
Got to step outside, and something grabbed me on the leg. Started shaking violently. And
he thought it was a dog. It was an alligator.
6 or 7 feet. I really didn't get a good look at it. Like I said, when I saw what it was, I stepped back in the house and closed the door and looked down, had a large gash on the side of my leg, so I was trying to put pressure on it.
Yeah, I'd close the door, look at my wife, and go, we're moving to Washington.
Yep.
It was at that moment that Scott realized that Florida was just not for him.
Yeah. So they eventually came in and took care of it.
Dude, I'm looking at the picture of this gator, and it's not like, because they're like those, like, not cute, but cute-ish gators that are like, maybe a couple feet long.
Yeah.
This looks like a big-ass gator.
Yeah, it's 7 feet, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a big boy.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Like, not that it would make it it would make it a little bit better if it was like a cute little one. You'd be like, all right, get away from me, little gator. But this one, can actually do damage.
Yeah, they try to, like, in the local neighborhoods, they really try to get them before they get that big.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, people just laugh at you, go, hey, I saw an alligator out by our whatever, like our pond or whatever. Oh, yeah, he's too small right now. They won't bother with him right now.
I remember staying at my buddy's house one time, and it was in Orlando, and you're just hanging out in his house, and in the corner of your eye, you just see, like, an object just kind of walk by in the backyard, and I'm just like, what the hell? Granted, I was not sober, but I was like, what the hell was that? You think, oh, it's just a gator. And then I was like, oh, okay. Why is there a gator in your backyard? Like, dude, it's Florida. That is just what happens.
Can you tell the guy that's the tourist visiting?
Right?
Yeah, I know. It's trippy, dude. It is really trippy. And when I was down there in Jacksonville, living there with my 2 toddlers at the time.
Oh, F that. I wouldn't want a kid around a gator.
Well, that's why I was tripping. And they were all laughing. Like, everybody in the neighborhood's going, well, we can tell you just moved to Florida. Because I'm like, dude, gators should have, no, you got it. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, don't bother calling anybody. They will be mad at you.
Washington, we walk around without umbrellas. Florida, they have to worry about gators biting your leg off.
Oh, yeah.
We're both living dangerous lives on both sides of the coast. Yeah.
And I didn't know this.
We're all willy-nilly getting wet from the rain.
Everybody tells you about the rain in Washington, so you go, okay, the weather. You kind of know about it. But nobody ever told me, and this was like 30-something years ago, nobody ever told me, oh, there are gators everywhere.
It rains gators. And
Jacksonville's not too far from the beach, so I was just like, all right, we got a place not too far from the beach, thinking we'd be fine. And, we live right on the coast, and it didn't matter. The gators like, we like the sun like you do.
Next thing you know, baby Godzilla's visiting you.
Yeah.
I wonder why it's so cheap here, guys.
Now I know why.
They're like, oh, they said it's like a mosquito problem. I'm like, oh, whatever. I'll just get some repellent.
Yeah.
Then no one brought up the whole gator thing.
Yeah, Danny's not kidding. Like a lot of the beachfront and properties, at least when I was living there down in the Jacksonville area, Atlantic Beach and like that, yeah, I was like, wow, this is pretty amazing how affordable it is to live here.
Yeah, that was like 600 years ago when like mortgages were like $10.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's true.
But you know what, man? Those mortgages were $5 in Jacksonville because of the gator.
Fair.
Those gators made it very inexpensive.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Cat lovers, listen up. Meet Felix, the pet insurance brand made just for cats. Our cats don't really have 9 lives, but a lot can happen in the one they do. Felix's whisker-to-tail protection covers accidents, illness, emergency care, exam fees, and so much more. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com to learn more about their customizable coverage for felines. Sorry, no dogs allowed. That's FelixCatInsurance.com. Get it, meow. Insurance is underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company and produced by Independence Pet Group. Pre-existing conditions are not covered. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com/terms for all terms and limitations.
This holiday season, make your journey memorable with Travel Centers of America, where our motto is simple: return every traveler to the road better than they came. Avoid any hassle and stop at our one-stop shop for all your holiday travel needs. Fuel up, indulge in delicious snacks, and dine at one of our full-service restaurants. Hit the road with peace of mind knowing we've got you covered. For more info, go to ta-petro.com. Travel Centers of America, your road to happy travels.
Getting older means a world of change, but some things still stay the same, like being at risk for type 1 diabetes, because type 1 can happen at any age. So screen it like you mean it. If just one person in your family has type 1, you're up to 15 times more likely to get it too. And 50% of type 1 diagnoses happen after the age of 18. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 diabetes starts long before you need insulin, and one blood test could help you spot it early and lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis, known as DKA. So don't get caught by surprise. Screen it like you mean it, because getting answers now can help you get prepared. The more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Talk to a doctor about how to get screened. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com, and screen it like you mean it.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. I want to hope that this person we're about to talk about is like just one of those bargain huntery, like they're always going everywhere looking for great deals.
Okay.
As opposed to, I just accidentally bought this chair on Facebook Marketplace for only $50, and then I put it on auction and sold it for $85,000. If that was his first time doing something like this, I'm very angry. I want to think at least he works at this and knows values and garage sales and yard sales and stuff.
He found a chair for $50 and was able to resell it for $85,000.
Yeah, it was a rare high-back wing chair from 1931. And
I bet he must have been like, this is worth more than $50. Maybe not thinking it was worth $85,000.
Here's a video of Justin that he posted on his Instagram of the chair being auctioned off for $85,000.
It's the morning of the auction. My chair is the next lot. I can't wait to see how much it goes for. If you're new here, I'm Justin, and I bought a chair off of Facebook Marketplace for $50 in February. And today, in like 1 minute, it goes to auction.
24, say 26. 22, 28, back here, I'm 30. On the telephone. Will you say 32? 70,000 here.
For a dumb chair.
This bid, I'll take 80 if you like. Last chance. At 85, it's yours. 85,000.
That's insane.
Wow.
Do you tell the person you bought it from, hey, Thanks for that $50 chair.
I don't know. How could you?
I wouldn't.
But then again, it's all over Facebook. Like this guy, we're talking about it, which means there's a chance the person who did sell the chair on the marketplace is like, oh my God. Would you feel horrible if it got back to you that you had something like that and had no clue? I'd feel so horrible. Like, what a dope I am.
Yeah, there'd be a moment I look in the mirror probably that night and just go, I am such an idiot. But then also I'm like, what the hell? How am I supposed to know that? I'm not a collector of these things. I just needed it out of my house. And at the time, had you not known about that, you probably thought, sweet, I got $50 for this thing.
That's where I know that the hunters are hunters. And I get that that's what they do. But I feel like, man, you are taking advantage of somebody's ignorance. And I don't know, man. I feel like, I just feel like, don't you feel like you should give something to that person?
What's that?
I don't know. You feel like you should give something to that person?
No. Yeah, $50.
Yeah, so you two are different than me.
On the flip side, that person's probably thinking, what a sucker, you just spent $50 for this crappy-ass chair.
They might be thinking that.
They probably are.
Yeah,
at least I'm going to tell myself that as I have $85,000 now in my bank account.
Dude, I don't like to do any of this stuff. I just want to give my stuff away because it's like you said, same reason. I just want to get it out of the house.
Yeah.
And I'm like really afraid about some of the things that I'm thinking of getting rid of because I'm like, I have no idea and I don't have the desire to try to find out what anything's worth.
I mean, there's a really cool feature for if you have like the Google app, which I may or may not spend hours doing at the Goodwill, but you can take a picture of something and it automatically will search the web for it.
Oh,
so that's
really? On Google?
Yep, if you have the Google app. So I'll go into the thrift store. I'm like, that looks like it's kind of fancy. Maybe it's an antique. And then I'll take a picture of it and it'll either find ones exactly like it if there's any there and I can look for listings. And I'm like, oh, they're selling it for $50. Not worth buying it for $10. I don't feel like selling it. But if it was something worth $5,000, sure. But a lot of people do that.
Technology, man.
I see a lot of people doing the same thing at thrift stores now. And that's why thrift store prices right now have gone up.
Oh,
they've gotten more expensive
because
more people are kind of figuring things out.
I'll see technology. Everybody's catching up.
Yeah, everyone's taking advantage of each other in these situations. So whatever.
I love that you and Danny are just like too freaking bad.
Well, because I mean, there's a very good chance. Well, there's also a chance maybe this guy thought, oh, this is definitely worth more than $50. I bet I could get like 500. You know what I mean?
Well, I get that whatever the guy thought, but then when he got 85, that's what I'm thinking. Man, don't you feel like you hey, I was able to sell this chair for a lot more. Here's, I don't know, $5,000 or something, $10,000. Have a great time.
$5,000?
Well, but you got 85.
Now you
still
have
80.
No. The hell no.
No way.
You got $50, and you probably thought you got a good deal out of that.
Yeah, I'll send him a message saying thanks again.
Honestly, I would say nothing. And if they come and track me down and like, dude, I just saw you sold my chair for $85,000. I'm like, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, I only sold that for you for $50. I'm like, that was your decision.
Yep.
Okay, I rest my case.
Here's
with the two of you. I don't even have to have a rebuttal. I just rest my case.
What is the case? That we're smart with our money and you're not?
If that's what you want the case to be, yes. If that's the case. Both of you.
We worked out a deal.
You don't have to keep going. I rest my case.
Yeah. I don't know what your case is, but I just want to make it.
Know the case.
I wanted to make it abundantly clear.
Yes,
that I paid what you wanted from me,
Your Honor. I rest my case.
It was like one time I remember buying a drum set on eBay.
Oh, here we go.
And
by the way, you're not letting this die, even though the case has been rested.
No, that's not. I want to dwell on it.
All right, that's okay. That's fine.
But I just thought it was so funny because I deal with this guy. I pay what he wants me to pay, and then he comes back to me, and I paid the shipping, which was a ridiculous amount of money. But it was like I'm shipping a drum set. I get it, and so I pay everything that he said, and then he comes back and goes, "Actually, it's going to cost me more to ship it, so I'm going to need more money from you." And I'm like, that's not my problem anymore. You agreed on what I was going to give you for shipping. Like, I'm giving you like $100 and something for shipping. Like, if you need more than that you should have done the research ahead of time to figure that out.
Would you have taken a complete refund if he's like, I don't like it, it's not a good deal, I'm just going to give you your money back? How would you feel about that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that's what he should have done.
Yeah, I would have done that, and I would have given him a bad review on eBay, though.
I think that's fair as well.
Yeah, like, look, man, he came back on a deal, and...
Dude, this is, look, granted on a much bigger scale, this happened to my buddy Berkey, who does these great board game tables on Kickstarter.
You have a friend named Berkey?
Oh, yeah.
That's a great name.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he looks like Santa Claus, too. The guy's a great guy. Vicky, you met him, right, when we went to the convention, I think, you might have. So Berkey like a lot of people in the world before, with all the pandemic and everything, when they do Kickstarter, they had shipping fees and they knew what everything was going to cost. And then the shipping fees tripled, like between the time that he did the Kickstarter and then, of course, the time he had to fulfill. He had to eat all of that. Same problem.
Yeah.
It was, and really, if you're a reasonable person, you realize, well, if the shipping tripled, well, that's got to cut into his profits. I mean, he's probably going to take a beating, and maybe his company might even go under. Luckily, Berkey was the kind of guy that he ran such an industry that he really prepared for any rainy day possible. But then he offered a tip jar. He said, look, I want to let you know what's going on. And he goes, I didn't even want to tell you this, but a lot of people in my life said, dude, you really should let people know what the hell you've been through.
Yeah.
And he put a tip jar out there and said, here's what's going on. I said, I got to help the guy out because it's true. I mean, triple the shipping charges. I think that, in your buddy's case,
he wasn't my buddy. He was a random person on eBay.
That's what I mean to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should say that. It's reasonable, but at the same time, it's also reasonable if somebody wanted to say, I don't want to pay that. That's way too much. And Berkey was the kind of guy going, look, here's what it is. If you have to do a refund, I completely understand. But here's our thing. But he said, no, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to give them what I said.
And also in this situation, I paid X amount of dollars. It was like $20 more shipping. It wasn't like, I'm not talking like it was like hundreds of dollars or more. I'm like, I already gave you several $100s for this drum set, and I also gave you over $100 for the shipping. You're not getting any more money out of me. We made an agreement.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, but I think that the only option he had, because Steve, I hate to agree with you, but it's like, you're right. This was the deal we made. This is what happened. He should just go like, you know what? I'm giving you a refund of your money. I don't want to sell this to you. Which, I think that's the only option he had.
Yep.
Here's the problem. He really wanted to get rid of it and wanted some kind of money.
And also, he probably was thinking, this idiot's paying X amount of dollars for this drum set. That's not even really worth that.
I think you're right.
I definitely overpaid. Because I wanted this specific black Ludwig drum set.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit more than I wanted to spend. It was like still under $1,000, but it wasn't in the best condition, and I was still happy I got it, but.
Yeah, so I think, I don't know if that helps your case or not with the judge. I'm not sure. With all of this, it's a great story. Might make you look better, but I still rest my case.
Hey, that's fine.
Well,
they're happy I got that $50. I'm happy I got that $85,000.
If you're fine, just know this. Don't be upset when you hear this.
How am I going to get arrested for it? How does someone get arrested for this?
I just feel like you're starting what I believe is the mindset of a white collar criminal.
Hell no.
You and Danny will be partners. You'll get busted in some internet. It'll happen.
I'm willing to bet BJ would go to jail before either of us.
Absolutely.
Oh, please! You are nothing but a vandal. You are a vandal.
When you get to jail first, yeah.
Danny is a vandal. The guy literally went around town and wrecked crap.
Vandals. He's not a.
Yeah. If anyone's going to jail, but out of the three of us, it's Danny V.
Nope.
Oh, yeah. You are totally going to jail.
How are we white-collar criminals for agreeing upon...
I don't know what's happened, but I have definitely found a button, and I love this. I am so excited. I'm going to be, the more vague I can be, the more it's going to piss you off.
Why would I go to jail for having an agreement with somebody?
I only have one answer to that.
You sound like a child, like that just says something random just to piss you off. Like, you're not even making any sense, PJ.
I love that, and I hope that irritates you as well. And by the way,
bebe.
and Vicky, I rest my case.
So it says, hearing your answers on the selling of the chair and how you'd handle the situation tells me a lot about you as individuals.
Yes. I rest my case, Your Honor. Look at me. Even Vicky's involved now. I don't want to be associated with criminals.
Then go away.
How are you going to jail? That's what I want.
You want to know how you're going to jail? The hard way.
Well,
that's how you're going to go.
You're
going to do hard time.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
Hidden fees, restrictive healthcare networks, and confusing coverage are signs that your health insurance isn't really working for you. Christian Healthcare Ministries is the biblical alternative to health insurance. With flexible, affordable healthcare programs and the ability to choose your provider without network restrictions, you can finally have freedom over your healthcare decisions. And when you join, you're surrounded by fellow believers who offer spiritual support. Learn more by visiting chministries.org/solution.
Some companies are big, others are small. To Robert Half, their hiring needs are equally huge. At Robert Half, our specialized recruiting professionals elevate their expertise with proprietary AI tools to transform candidate discovery, assessment, and selection. Whether sourcing talent locally or in any geography that works for you, Robert Half can pinpoint hard-to-find candidates in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent.
Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. Parents can send instant money transfers, automate allowance, and more. Plus, keep an eye on spending with real-time notifications. Join more than 6 million families building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get your first month free at greenlight.com/Odyssey. That's greenlight.com/Odyssey.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1, it's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2, your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3, Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card. Tap for transit and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention LOVE20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Join us Friday, November 17th, 7 p.m. That's right, I said 7 p.m. for Live Day Goes to Prom Night. Oh, all of us going to be at Snoqualmie Casino. That's right, man. You know how KISW does it. We do everything live on Live Day. Sound effects, music, special guests.
Also, I heard that we are going to crown a prom king and a prom queen.
Oh, because we're going to prom night.
Yeah, I never thought about that because, well, I never went to prom, so I have no idea how any of this works.
Yeah, so we're getting dressed up. Hopefully you'll get dressed up, too, because, of course, that is the theme.
Well, you better. Otherwise, you're not going to have a chance of becoming prom king or queen.
Oh, that is a good point.
I got to imagine none of us are eligible.
Well, you're in your tracksuit, so I don't think they're going to.
Well, I mean,
unless you somehow soup it up. I mean, there are going to be some people dressed in maybe tuxes and stuff.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to really soup it up, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think you are either.
And also, I don't think I'm eligible, so why would I try that hard if I'm not even going to be able to be in the running for prom king?
You're probably right. It's just going to be the rockaholics that show up.
Plus, it's going to be a great time. All the music's going to be performed live. We're going to have special guests that are going to be joining us. And the sound effects, like you mentioned, all going to be done live. It's a great time. I'm excited to see what it's going to be like at night as opposed to early in the morning.
It's going to be, well, I'm excited to see what the men's room are going to be like at night.
Drunker.
Yeah. That's the beauty of that whole thing, and you don't have to miss work. You get to go into the weekend. Live day going to prom night Friday, November 17th at 7 p.m. at Snoqualmie Casino. Tickets on sale now at snocasino.com.
Let's play Beat Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs? I know Adam from Shelton is. Adam, are you there?
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning. All right, Steve, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Adam has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Who was the first boxer to win the World Heavyweight Championship 3 times?
Mike Tyson.
No.
Joe Frazier.
No.
Pass.
What popular show features characters named after famous artists?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes. The Roman god of war inspired the name of which planet?
Pluto.
No.
Mercury.
No.
Saturn.
No.
Oh.
The television network PBS stands for what?
Public Broadcast System.
No.
Public Broadcasting Solution.
No.
Pass.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups were first introduced to the U.S. market in what decade?
40s, 50s, 60s.
No. Greenland was a colony of which European country until 1981?
England.
No.
France.
No.
Spain.
No. How many films did Sean Connery play James Bond in?
4.
No. Adam, you got 1 correct.
Oh, you were so close with the PBS, too.
So close.
You changed the B word. If you didn't change the B word, you would have been right.
No.
Bro, isn't it broadcasting?
Yes.
Well, if he had changed it the first time.
Oh, got it. Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
messed him up. Is he didn't.
You know, hey, there's still a shot, okay?
Yeah. Is there?
I mean, barely, but yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be placing any bets on this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Who was the first boxer to win the World Heavyweight Championship 3 times?
Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
Nice.
What popular show features characters named after famous artists?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes. The Roman god of war inspired the name of which planet?
Venus.
No.
Jupiter.
No.
Saturn.
No.
Oh.
The television network PBS stands for what?
Public Broadcasting System.
No.
PBS. Public Broadcasting Sons.
No.
Son of a pass.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups were first introduced to the U.S. market in what decade?
50s.
No.
60s.
No.
70s.
No.
Damn it.
Greenland was a colony of which European country until 1981?
Iceland.
No.
Europe.
No.
Pass.
How many films did Sean Connery play James Bond in?
5.
No.
6.
No.
9.
No. What is the square root of 81?
9.
Yes.
Nice. That might have been the difference maker.
No, you get 3 correct, which is a big win, 3-1.
Oh, woo! Wow, what a dominant performance, Steve.
Nice work.
You
buddy.
did amazing.
Nice work.
I noticed he's not on the line.
He left.
Oh.
He gave up?
He knew.
Maybe these were harder than I thought, though.
They actually were. Well, that PBS one is ticking me off. I thought I knew it.
Another one bites the dust.
He was very close. Steve was very close.
Another one bites the dust.
Public Broadcasting Service.
Service.
It's never been system?
I don't think so.
I've always assumed it was system.
I thought it was too, but okay.
Does anyone know the Roman god of war inspired the name of which planet?
Get your ass to Mars.
Yes.
Mars? I thought that would be just a dumb, wasted guess like Uranus.
My anus is never a dumb wasted guess.
What?
Fair.
Greenland was a colony of which European country until 1981?
Is it the Netherlands, Scandinavia?
Denmark.
Denmark, okay.
I would have never known that either.
Yeah, well, I think I was in the right neighborhood.
And then how many films did Sean Connery play James Bond in?
Well, I would have gone 6, 7, 8.
7.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
you
he was in a
danced
lot
all
more
over
than a
it.
lot of people think.
That's impressive.
And he came back. Like, once, usually when a guy retires from James Bond, they're done. But they had this guy, I think George Lazenby came in, and they didn't like him so much. So I think I don't know if he came back after that, but he came back. Like, he was like, I'm out. I knew Bond is here. And then I think he did come back for one last movie. It might have been Diamonds Are Forever, if I think it was. It was a very, I don't think any of the Bond has done that, where they left and came back.
Yeah. And Lazenby was the second actor to play James Bond, huh?
Yeah.
I've never heard of this guy.
Yeah, I think he had one. I think he just had one movie, didn't he? I think he just did one.
Yeah, I'm not positive.
Yeah, it was like the Bond that nobody wants.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
And I mean, look, you got to be an old person to know that, or a super, super Bond fan to know about George Lazenby. But it was kind of like, whenever you think about things in life, imagine you had to be the one to replace Sean Connery, and he was the guy.
How about he was supposed to play in the next one? Like, he agreed to do The Man with the Golden Gun, but then he said he no longer wished to play another Bond because the producers made him feel like I was mindless.
Oh, wow. And the Man with the Golden Gun was Roger Moore.
Was it? Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder if it would have been that successful.
And
probably. I mean, the Bond series was popular.
Yeah. So and Roger Moore was a good. I mean, some people don't like Roger Moore's Bond that well. They thought it was, I don't know, it just wasn't manly enough or whatever. But I mean, I thought Roger Moore was my Bond.
Oh, he was yours.
Well, that's what you say. It's like the same thing like with Doctor Who. Like, who's your doctor? Who you grew up with. I didn't grow up with Sean Connery. My time of seeing Bond movies was Roger Moore. That was my Bond.
My Bond is Daniel Craig because he's the only one I've ever seen in a Bond movie.
Yeah,
that's your Bond.
Same.
That's my Bond.
That's your Bond, man.
Yep.
BuzzFeed recently did a Never Have I Ever poll on their website. And, of course, lots of folks got on there and voted. And this is interesting. When asked about underwear, 40% of people claim they have never worn the same underwear multiple days in a row. I feel like that number should be higher.
Wait, so there are a group of people who wear the same underwear multiple times?
Yeah.
Without washing them?
That's what I'm thinking.
Because, I mean, I've worn underwear and then had a laundry day and then wore the exact same ones the next day because I'm like, I like these ones. I like the color. I'm going to put them back on. But they're clean.
I've done that.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
I mean, aside from camping, like as a kid, I don't really remember not changing my underwear every day.
Yeah, that's why I'm so surprised that it's only 40%. 60% of people basically are like, yeah, no, I wear the same underwear multiple days.
I knew a dude, Greg, in college. And, obviously in college, the last thing you want to do is laundry, but you had to because, well, you just lived in a dorm and no one's going to do it for you. But he was so lazy, he would just turn his underwear inside out.
Man.
There's 5 ways to wear it. You got to put it frontward, backward, inside out, inside out, according to this one.
He didn't go that crazy,
Hero
but
6.
he would wear them. He would wear front regular ways, then inside out, and then he would wash them.
Okay, that's not no.
No, none of us thought it was normal. No. Like none of us, and he looked at us like shocked that we didn't think he was giving us like the greatest piece of information ever. He's like, guys, have you ever thought about doing this? Like one of those things where you think what you're about to share with everyone is going to go over great, and it doesn't.
No.
And he was mortified when we all looked at him like, dude, what's wrong with you? And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, dude, it's clean on one side, then you flip them, now you got the clean side again. I'm like, no, man.
Then are you cleaning your pants when you take the dirty side and rub it all over your pants? No, probably
I don't think
not.
He was washing his pants.
No.
There you go.
This is, oh, man.
Like, Greg, there's a washer and dryer on our floor. All you have to do is provide the washing detergent and the dryer sheets. Like that, you need to wash your stuff. This is messed up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a smelly dude.
Well, I wonder why. 23% of people say they've never cheated on a test.
Okay, liars.
No, there are some people that are honorable.
Yeah,
not me. No. I could give you all the I took pride in cheating on tests. And especially in junior high school and high school. College, I actually made an effort. I didn't want to cheat. Like I wanted to because I was trying to learn things that would hopefully help me in my future. That was not right, but I tried.
How about you, Vic?
I don't think I cheated on tests, but I did have other ways to get good grades. I would suck up to the teachers, but not in the like kissing her ass kind of a way. I would just become her best friend.
And you think that really got you better grades?
Well, I remember like all class period, everyone was working on their stuff. I'm like, oh my God, you know what? Mrs. Ward, I totally didn't get a chance to finish. She's like, oh yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, wow. Okay, then it worked.
Yeah, she called me an old soul, like we were BFFs.
Oh, come on. I hated people like you in school.
I was just like, and I wasn't
I had
being
to cheat.
snobby.
Yeah, cheating all the time.
I would write notes on masking tape, put it on the inside of my shirt,
That's a
and while
good
I'm
idea.
taking a test, I'd flip it over and look and be like, okay, there's the answer to that.
Ooh,
My
that's
entire
nice.
inside of my dress shirt for high school was just covered in my masking tape notes.
Oh, that's
Like
a
on the
good
bottom.
move. I never even thought of something like that.
Oh yeah, dude. We had a scam where some people would able to get, like, if you took the test earlier in the day, like certain periods would take it. We would work in cahoots. Like, okay, well this time get us the answers, and then if you have a multiple choice, I would mark my pencil with a little like. The answer is C. I put 3 dots for the first thing on the pencil. B, 2 dots is the next one.
Wow.
And I'd have like Morse code based or like
Oh.
Braille.
That's like some FBI stuff going on.
Yeah.
I think I was more into cheating than actually like doing well on the test.
that
Like,
makes
it was
sense.
the thrill of not getting caught.
You were studying for the cheat. I get you.
Yeah, it was like, oh, how can I scam this? Like, it was all about the scam.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I was a late bloomer. There was always one I wanted to do, whether high school or college, but I've seen girls like tape the answers to the inside of their cleavage and wear a low cut shirt so they could just kind of peek down and get the answers. But I was okay. I'm still a late bloomer. I haven't gotten there yet. But.
Oh, I see what you mean. You didn't have the equipment yet.
No.
Ah,
So you kind of did what I did, but they had the boobs to work with.
man. All right.
Lucky girls.
How about 10% say they've never told a secret they weren't supposed to share? Again, it's just the never have I ever poll. I really?
I'm trying to, you know.
I mean, come on, hasn't? I mean, that's amazing. If you are, I mean, it's a low percentage, but still, someone has had to tell somebody something.
I'm a pretty decent vault when it comes to like when I mean I share some stuff with my wife. Like if it's stuff that I know will have no impact on her, and I have no fear of her like screwing over somebody by knowing this information. But if somebody tells me something, I won't share it.
Is it because you'll forget?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
I know how it feels when you divulge information to somebody and you're thinking that you can trust them, and then they go off and tell it to someone, and I'm like, you son of a bitch.
I always
How hard is it just not to tell somebody?
I do have like a thing whenever I do tell anybody, I will assume they tell at least 1 or 2 people, that being their spouse. And if I don't want their spouse to know, I just won't tell them.
See, that do you
like
bel-
that is an okay thing for me. Like, oh, you can tell your wife. Yeah, sure.
You have to assume that. You have
I
to
assume, yeah.
that if someone is married, they're going to tell their spouse something. But this 10% say they've never ever told anyone.
That seems
that's to me. That's just like no. Yeah, that's come on.
Maybe they're mutes.
Or they don't have friends.
Yeah, you know what? Mutes that don't have friends, that's really difficult to really spread secrets. How about 43% said they've never lied about their age?
Okay, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a
You know what?
They clearly never went to college and wanted to get into a bar.
I've overestimated because I feel like if I tell you that I'm older than I am, then you'll be like, oh, you look pretty
You've
good.
lied the opposite way.
Yeah, I go the other way.
I'm 75.
Yeah. Well, I keep sometimes I forget and I think, okay, this year I'm going to be 60 whatever, and so I just automatically think I'm already that age.
I do that, especially like the months after my birthday. I always forget how old I am. I'm like 35, 6. What am I?
There are times I have to ask my wife, like, how old am I again?
Yeah.
She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to do the math.
Yeah,
And
you
she's
can't
like,
do the math that quick.
It's just not, man. When you hit 69, can you stay 69 for like the next 3 years after that?
Yeah, should be able to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get there before. Well, I hope I get there before all of you guys, but I should.
Well, yeah.
That'll be.
How would we beat you to 69?
Well, because I didn't make it.
Oh, jeez.
That's how you beat me to 69. You guys live to 69, and I don't. That's how you do it.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed.
All right. Why, keep your fingers crossed that happens? What do you mean?
That you make it.
Oh, all
Otherwise,
right.
it's going to be awkward that we have this audio out there in the world.
Yeah. Well, listen, you know what? You'll remember me at those days and go, you know what? We're going to be 69 for him.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Cat lovers, listen up. Meet Felix, the pet insurance brand made just for cats. Our cats don't really have 9 lives, but a lot can happen in the one they do. Felix's whisker-to-tail protection covers accidents, illness, emergency care, exam fees, and so much more. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com to learn more about their customizable coverage for felines. Sorry, no dogs allowed. That's FelixCatInsurance.com. Get it, meow. Insurance is underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company and produced by Independence Pet Group. Pre-existing conditions are not covered. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com/terms for all terms and limitations. limitations.
This holiday season, make your journey memorable with Travel Centers of America. Visit our one-stop shop for all your holiday travel needs. Fuel up, get snacks, and dine at one of our full-service restaurants. Hit the road with peace of mind knowing we've got you covered. Travel Centers of America.
These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain that you have access to the best qualified candidates available. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs help find the right people for your team faster and for free. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/decide. That's linkedin.com/decide to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1. It's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2. Your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3. Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card, tap for transit, and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.
Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. What is Help Wanted? Well, for years we've been getting phone calls, texts, messages from rockaholics. They need advice, and they think, well, for some reason we got it. It doesn't matter what the problems are. So we thought, hey, let's do a whole segment of this. So you got a relationship problem at work, anything else, doesn't matter how dumb you think it is, we are here for you. Call us or text us now, 206-803-ROCK. It is Help Wanted.
Oh, we got some good ones. Okay, what do we want to pick from? A heavy one involving parenting.
Oh.
One that involves a wedding and not getting invited.
Ah.
Or somebody that's on Instagram for maybe not the best reasons.
Well, I know Sarah would be helpful with the wedding one, so because she just had a wedding, so I would lean towards that.
Let's do that. All right, let's lean towards the wedding one.
Let's get Sarah in
Since you
here.
threw that out there, let's make that happen.
All right.
All right, this is a pretty good one, actually. I think we all have maybe had to deal with this when planning parties and weddings and things like that. Sometimes not everybody gets invited to them, BJ. Yep. So now this person wants our advice. So two close friends from college just got married to each other last weekend. I haven't seen them in 4 years, but we communicate from time to time on Facebook. And I did not get invited to the wedding, and I'm trying to figure out why. And they even came up with some reasons. They said, 1, maybe my invitation got lost in the mail. 2, they forgot to invite me. And 3, they chose not to invite me. I feel stung, left out, and hurt. But thanks to social media, I saw photos and videos from the rehearsal dinner, the wedding, the reception. The event wasn't small. There were banquet tables. There were college classmates there as well. For nearly 2 years, the bride and groom were among a tight-knit group who spent hours with me working together on college newspaper and things like that. Outside of school, we also partied together. We hung out in each other's apartments, had long conversations over pitchers of beer. Is there a tactful way to find out why I was not invited?
And at the beginning, they said, how long have they not seen this person?
They haven't seen each other in 4 years, but they stay in touch.
Okay. I mean, that's your answer right there, isn't it?
Well, is it? I think, that's a good one. I mean, I don't know, unless they're leaving something out to where they're like, we don't want whoever this person is to be at the party. But sometimes it's a pain in the ass trying to figure out who to invite. And I could actually see you maybe being forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but the fact that they already had other college friends there is kind of like, okay, then either you were forgotten, which is kind of sad because they didn't forget to invite other college friends.
Maybe they still see those college friends, though.
Maybe, or maybe they just didn't want you there. Weddings are expensive.
Maybe they're not fun at parties.
They're, it's $100, $200, $250 per head there. So maybe they just didn't think you were worth
I don't know about you, but there were moments when we were, granted, you did a destination wedding, so that helps weed out a lot of people. But I obviously was getting married here in Washington, but a lot of my friends are on the East Coast, like some of my college buddies, and it was a tough decision. I was like, man, if I invite this guy, that opens up the floodgates of all the other people. And I don't want to pull I'm inviting you, good luck flying out here, you know what I mean? So, but I was just like, you know what, maybe it's just best that we keep it small, don't invite unless like there was a couple that were just like super close that I put the invite to, but like I was like, I don't need to invite everyone from the fraternity days because what if one person doesn't get invited, or what if they all say yes, they want to come, and then it's like all of a sudden our wedding we have to move locations because we can't fit them all.
I think, and this is the problem with social media or even staying in touch. Just because you keep in touch with somebody, if you haven't seen them on the reg for 4 years, you're not their close friend anymore.
Right.
You're really not. Now, I don't know about the other college people. I don't know. I don't know why the other college people are there. But then again, I don't know how often they see those other college people. And you also don't know, like Steve said, if you suck at parties or look, you just don't know. I have a good opinion of myself, but there are people that have not invited me places, and I didn't realize I was kind of a person you didn't want to invite places, and maybe that's you.
Also, just don't give an F. Like at the end of the day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to let this bother you? Like, They had their wedding. It's not your wedding. It's not the end of the world. You can still be friends with them. Like, I think about, like, the podcast I listened to with KJ Wright, and he shared how Cam Chancellor, I mean, these are the guys that, like, we watch the Seahawk fans. They're the Legion of Boom, the Legion of Brothers, you know what I mean? The LOB. And he didn't even get invited to Cam Chancellor's wedding. And jokes about it because Cam Chancellor called him up to say, hey, do you think it's bad that I don't invite everybody from the team to the wedding?
And he asked the guy he didn't invite.
Yes, which I thought was brilliant.
That's I see what you mean, because if the guy says, don't worry about it, then you go, oh, good, you're not invited.
Yeah, you said don't worry about it. You're one of the people I'm not worrying about.
That's a brilliant strategy. I thought that was really not very couth, but actually a brilliant strategy.
Very smart.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can let this eat you up. You can still be friends with the person. Like, there's sometimes where I see like some of my friends and they're getting together. I'm like, hey, they didn't even invite me to that. And I even think about it. I'm like, I probably would have said no to the invite anyway. Like, why am I getting mad that I didn't get invited to something I didn't even want to go to?
I do sometimes feel that way. Like when some of my close friends, I see that they're playing board games. I'm like, wait a second, they're having a board game day and I'm not invited.
Yeah.
Now, this is because sometimes there's a player count, or maybe it's a game I may really not like. But still, it stings when you go, but we all do this together. How are you guys doing this without me?
Do we all just want to be invited to parties even if we don't want to go to those parties?
Yeah. Now you've called it
what it boils down to.
That's literally Sarah, how her personality works every single time. Me and Joe are like, we're going somewhere. She's like, you didn't invite me. And it's like, can you go? No.
But I'd still like the invite. And with weddings, I mean, that cuts deeper for me. If I wasn't invited to a wedding, and I haven't been, and, I just got called out recently because I didn't invite an acquaintance to my wedding, and she gave me a very hard time for it.
Oh my
and I was like, listen, we don't really hang out. Like, I see you in group settings, but you and I aren't really that close. But yeah, she gave me a lot of heat for it. So I'm thinking maybe this person, the next time she sees them in real life, which maybe, who knows, another 4 years or something, maybe ask them why. That's what I would do. But I would do it in person.
Would you really ask?
Oh, yeah. I've been asked why I haven't been invited to things before.
I would never ask someone, like, hey, how come I wasn't invited to...
I feel like it's a certain personality, which a lot of women have.
And I definitely feel like this is a girl texter. I could be wrong, but someone who's getting really in her feels about not being invited to a quote-unquote friend's wedding, it seems very,
Because we have, like, coworkers, sometimes you see, like, they had a wedding, and I'm like, how come we didn't get invited? I'm like, what do I care? Like, what does it matter? But
for a minute, you thought about it.
Of course you think it, but I would never ask it.
See, this poor person, unfortunately, is not like you. She has a longer think about it setting.
Yeah.
She needs to dial that down. You need to tell her which setting to be on.
You need to call that person on the radio live. Like, why did you not invite me?
Yeah, that would be a good thing. We'll do that for you. Actually, you know what?
We provide that service to anyone.
Yeah, we'll get the phone. We'll get her on the line right now, or him, or whoever.
I feel like any answer would be bad, though, because I think of people that I see like on my feed, and I'm like, wow, I really didn't even think about inviting them to the wedding.
That sometimes
like they
happens.
didn't even cross my mind.
Would that hurt more than saying, no, man, we just didn't have room for you? Like, knowing that you weren't even thought of,
right? I think it would. Like that would sting more. Like, oh, you didn't even think of me.
But that means you're not in their life. I mean,
I had that happen with our wedding where like we were getting closer to the date, and I'm like, did we even think of inviting that person? My wife's like, no. I'm like, it's too late now.
Whoops.
Like, what are you gonna do? Seating chart's already done.
Right?
Can't add another person to it.
Yeah. Well, it just goes to show you like how impactful are they in your life. Mm-hmm. I mean, you remember the people you remember, and this woman or person, whoever wrote in, is thinking, wow, this is such a big deal for me. I can't believe it. But like, you may not be a big deal to them.
I like this text. Relax. They'll probably get divorced in 5 years anyway.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you'll have another chance.
Yeah.
when they get divorced, then work harder at being their friend so you get invited to their next wedding.
Or you tell them, boy, if you get married again, I am the good luck charm. Look what happens when you don't invite me.
Someone said, one, it's not your day, and two, maybe they forgot, or one of them didn't want you there. Either way, you haven't seen them in 4 years. Get over it. Yeah, what if one thinks that you had the hots for the other?
Ooh.
Yeah, you haven't put that as a scenario.
You know, you're all hanging out.
I have been to weddings where people do invite their ex-girlfriends, which was really weird.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be my thing, but I mean, I know some people, they stay close with their exes.
Dude, I was at a wedding where a woman said it should have been me. She was drunk and started crying.
Please tell me you egged her on to say, when they ask if anyone has objections to this wedding, you have to say something.
Listen, I may or may not be guilty of certain things. You cannot put that on me.
I would love that.
I would have loved that, too, to be at a wedding when that happens, like in the movies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This was pretty epic, though. You know, just this drunken girl. It should have been me. I should be up there in that dress next to him. I'm like, wow.
Weddings pull out some serious emotions in some people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not the people that are getting married. Obviously, it pulls out those emotions. But, like, you know, random guests, sometimes, like, there's, like, something that, like, maybe was inside them, that relationship that ended or whatever, or marriage. And it's just like, oh, man. Okay, you're not.
Yeah,
you should stay away from that open bar.
But what guy? What? See, this must be just a generational thing. What guy invites his exes to his wedding? How do you think that's going to go?
Well, what fiance approves of that? Like, if the girl knows that was his ex?
I mean, does she know? You know what I mean?
If she didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I mean, how do
you spin that? Oh,
yeah, how do you spin the? Hey, it's a
she
friend
was
of
my
mine.
old barista.
Yeah, or just a friend. Like, we were friends. We were never, you know, I mean, how would you spin? I would like to invite this girl I used to bang to our wedding, and I'm sure it'll be fine.
And then what do you say when your wife goes to you and says, hey, how come your friend Sheila over there is crying? No idea.
Yeah, I think that was a question that might have been asked at this wedding. And by the way, Steve, you know the person, and you know the wedding. You know that it ended up in divorce.
Oh.
So,
Texter was right. Give it 5 years. This relationship will be over.
Yeah, So I don't know if we helped, but congratulations.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
Yeah. I mean, when do you want to find out? Just let it go.
Well, she says she's hurt because she doesn't feel included, and that's the real thing. It really sucks to think that you aren't included.
Maybe this is a wake-up call for you to be a little bit more present in that friendship.
Yeah. Ooh. Or at least be more reasonable about how you are. Yeah. I mean, really, know your place. You're probably not that big of a friend.
Or be super passive-aggressive and buy them a really cool wedding gift and send it to them.
See, now that is the high road.
Passive-aggressive.
Well, that's what I did. I wasn't invited to a wedding, and I still got a gift.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
if I'm not invited, I ain't buying.
Oh, you don't buy a gift if you're not invited?
Why would you buy?
No.
If I was invited and I couldn't go and I liked them a lot, I would still buy them a gift. Like if I was like, oh man, I can't make it, but I really do. I'm very fired up for your wedding, so I want to send you something, a little something. I probably wouldn't spend as much as if I was going. But if I'm not invited and I find out my friend's is having a wedding, that to me is cool. I don't have to get you a present.
Yeah, I guess I felt like I know the person. I know that they don't have enough room to have everybody, but I still like the person. Oh. I ended up getting an invite at the last minute, but that's because
they got the gift.
It's very well. It's very possible.
Like, crap. BJ just spent $100 on our wedding. We didn't even invite him. Well, John just bagged out. Let's just send him an invite.
Yeah, and I appreciated that, but I also thought I already planned not to go to this wedding, so I'm not going to go. I see it both ways. I see what you're saying. You're like, look, it's a get out of jail free card if you don't got to buy a gift.
100%.
But I knew this person, and I thought, you know what? I think it would be nice to have them start off in life, because that's really what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to give them enough so they can start off in life, build a place for themselves, get stuff that they need.
I thought it was just a reason to get cool kitchen gadgets that you didn't want to spend money on.
That's listen, if that's what you want to do to start out in life, sure thing. Get the fancy toaster or whatever the kids are doing today.
Or just cold hard cash like I did to do a
cold hard cash is
honeymoon.
Good. Yeah. And dope honeymoons are nice too. I like to contribute to that because your mom and I never had a honeymoon. I mean, we did. We stayed at a hotel about 20 minutes away because Mom liked the pool they had. That was our honeymoon for a weekend because I couldn't get time off from the radio station.
I do love when now people give that option of can you donate to their honeymoon. I think you had it. Because it's like, I don't know if you really need this kitchen appliance. Because I remember when I was getting married, like I just had that scanner gun.
Yeah.
And I went scanner gun crazy on the registry. I'm like, oh yeah, we need those plates. We need those towels. Like I was just scanning anything. Like I was like, So people will buy you stuff on your registry, but like, I didn't really need this. But
Yeah, that
I
was
love when people put, hey, can you donate to my honeymoon fund? Because I'm like, that actually is pretty cool.
Yeah, we didn't even do the actual like kitchen appliances and stuff because
you got dads.
Well, yeah, thanks to
Yeah,
you,
really.
Dad, we have a full kitchen already.
I know.
So we're gonna need all that crap once we move out, if we ever do.
That's
But I
what
was
housewarming parties are for.
exactly. That's what I thought too. So I was like,
Yeah.
let's just get cash so we can do something cool.
I might just get your kitchen stuff just to get you the hell out, to be honest. So you're still in good shape.
You don't even cook. You'll just give us all the kitchen stuff that's
Yeah, I will. At
already
this
in
point,
your kitchen.
your mom's not using them unless she gets her ass back here. Yeah, it's all yours. Maybe you know what? That will get mom's ass back here. I'm giving away all your kitchen stuff because she does like that stuff.
Yeah, and Vitamixes are not cheap.
No, they're not.
That was one of the things we had on our registry.
Hey,
It's
look
like
at you.
$400 or something.
How often do you use it? Use it a lot?
I personally have never used it.
Congratulations.
My wife, on the other hand, every week.
Oh, okay. That's all you need to
Multiple
know.
times.
All right, perfect.
But we did not get it from anybody. Nobody bought it for us.
Yeah, right.
Because it was way overpriced.
Oh, so you had to buy it yourself?
Eventually.
Ah.
I think I got it for like a birthday gift or something like that.
That's right.
It's very sweet
Or
of
a
you.
Christmas gift, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I love.
Nothing says I love you like a Vitamix.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to see my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session that an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Getting older means a world of change, but some things still stay the same, like being at risk for type 1 diabetes, because type 1 can happen at any age. So screen it like you mean it. If just one person in your family has type 1, you're up to 15 times more likely to get it too. And 50% of type 1 diagnoses happen after the age of 18. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 diabetes starts long before you need insulin, and one blood test could help you spot it early and lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis, known as DKA. So don't get caught by surprise. Screen it like you mean it, because getting answers now can help you get prepared. The more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Talk to a doctor about how to get screened. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com, and screen it like you mean it.
Are you feeling pressure to choose an insurance plan that doesn't fit your family? You're not alone. This open enrollment, take back freedom over your healthcare decisions with Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM is the faith-based alternative to insurance that aligns with the values that matter most. Choose a provider you trust with no network restrictions and affordable healthcare programs that work for you. Enroll today at chministries.org/solution. That's chministries.org/solution.
Some companies are big, others are small. To Robert Half, their hiring needs are equally huge. At Robert Half, our specialized recruiting professionals elevate their expertise with proprietary AI tools to transform candidate discovery, assessment, and selection. Whether sourcing talent locally or in any geography that works for you, Robert Half can pinpoint hard-to-find candidates in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent.
Can we afford Thanksgiving dinner this year? This is a choice families across America are facing. I know that we can do better, and that's why I support No Kid Hungry. No Kid Hungry is tirelessly working to provide millions of meals to children who could face hunger this holiday season. Yet there's a missing piece to this puzzle, and that's you. Visit nokidhungry.org/chip in, and let's make sure children in your community aren't going to bed hungry, not just on Thanksgiving, but every day of the year.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention LOVE20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Hotels.com just said, hey, man, check this out. Our first ever room service report. And in this report, they got a list of the most unusual room service requests.
Okay. I never thought about that they probably get a lot of weird phone calls, especially late at night.
Yeah, room service, man. I don't know the last time I used room service at a joint.
Oh, really? I typically, especially at our radio conventions, there would always, a lot of times at the end of the night, I would end up getting some room service food.
Oh, really?
Like a thing of ice cream or whatever it was.
Wow. I mean, maybe I gotta start doing that.
Well, usually by the time you're done, it's like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m.
Right.
after you finish talking to every single person at the bar.
I do that, yeah.
By that point, the kitchen's closed.
Yeah, everything's closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of room service.
Well, here's some weird stuff that people have asked for. This is really interesting. I don't know. People have asked for diet water, which, how do you make something that has no calories be even less calories?
Well, not everybody's as bright as you, BJ, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, unless there's water that can actually give you minus calories, which would be amazing. I would take that if I could have like a minus 50 calorie drink. I'm all for it.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody ordered melted ice cream, which I can understand because I used to like to turn my hard ice cream into soft serve by having it melt a little bit and then mixing it up in the cup so it was sort of like a Dairy Queen thing.
Yeah, but couldn't you just do that on your own?
Yeah, but I guess you have to wait.
But do you think that's someone that's really wealthy and is just want to like show some kind of show off how I'm going to call and offer, tell them.
Flex.
See, I was thinking it was a pregnant woman.
Oh.
Because my ice cream's too cold. The hormones kick in. It's not what they wanted. They want it specifically melted. That was just my first thought.
All right.
And do you put it in a bowl or a cup?
Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I guess, do you want to drink it? Do you want to spoon it?
In a cone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I want it messy.
People have ordered blowfish is that a thing you can eat? Can you? I guess you could eat any
Don't
fish.
know.
Why would you order a blowfish at a hotel room service?
I've never heard of that being an actual type of food. I could be wrong.
I think you can. It's the puffer fish, but you have to have it prepared a very certain way. Otherwise, you die.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was dangerous.
And yet people are asking, or are they asking for hootie? Which one are they asking for?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about boiled bottled water is a weird hotel room service request? Boiled bottled water.
I can understand boiled water if there's not like a coffee maker in there or like a tea. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah. Okay.
If all of a sudden you have a tea bag.
Yeah. Well, I've only
and you want to dip it into something.
Well,
there's no way to do it other than just using hot water in the sink.
Yeah. How about a cooked fish that a guest brought with them?
Oh, so like you went fishing and you're like, hey, can you cook this for me?
Yeah. I think that's exactly what that is. All right, this next one, they're saying you should blame TikTok for this. I have never heard of this. Maybe Danny, Vicky, have you heard of cockle popcorn?
Nope. That sounds naughty.
Yeah, it sure does, but I guess TikTok is, what the hell is cockle popcorn?
So a cockle is an edible marine mollusk, so it kind of looks like a clam, and I guess it's like popcorn shrimp kind of a vibe. Oh, wrong one.
Oh, and they put it...
And they call it popcorn. Popcorn.
So it's not really mixed with popcorn. It's just you want this cockle thing prepared like it's popcorn.
Deep-fried cockles with chili, salt, and vinegar.
Oh.
It's like popcorn shrimp, but popcorn cockles. Fried.
Okay, well, that's...
it does look pretty delicious.
Never heard of cockles, though.
I try it. But why would you think a hotel would have it? Right. I mean, don't they have a room service menu? Yeah. Like, why are people asking for this stupid stuff if it's not on the menu?
Have you guys ever had to make a phone call for something strange through room service, or just by calling the front desk at a hotel?
Maybe for first aid stuff.
Have you?
You guys? Well, yeah. Because I fell. I banged my head. When I was in a hotel in Florida. And because I basically just got lightheaded, passed out, and hit my head on the toilet.
Because I remember there was one time, and it was when we went for Disneyland, my wife and I, and let's just say, whatever we ate didn't agree with me, and the toilet was a little stuffed.
Oh, you had to call for toilet help?
I had to call and say, could you bring up a plunger and extra towels, please?
Oh,
and my wife could not stop laughing, and I was like, I don't even like. And the guy wanted to come in to help. And I'm like, I can handle this on my own. He's like, no, sir, we'll handle this. Like, that's not something you need to do. I'm like, can I tip you? I think I ended up giving him some money.
Oh, yeah, you better. Because
he was saying no to that. But I'm like, please just take something. Like, this is very embarrassing because, it was flooded the floor.
Oh,
it was just
and then there's
that happened to me one time too.
Oh,
don't feel bad.
It's the worst.
It's the worst because it's like you don't even know what to do at that point.
Because you're not even just asking for a plunger.
Nope.
But then when you add into it towels, because then they're just like, what the hell? Like nothing bad ended up on the floor.
I didn't know this, but I didn't know there was a medical condition that you can have where you just, without getting too descriptive, you are going to be a clogger. I didn't know that was a thing. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Nope.
What?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, it's a medical condition that you have. That there are certain people in the world that have to basically they have to be multiple flushers, or they will clog the toilet.
Interesting.
And I'm like, I never heard of such a thing. But you know what? I've run into people in my life that's a thing, no matter where they go. And you know what? It's like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
And then they feel so embarrassed because they thought they had it handled and they didn't. And then you do a little research.
It'd be funny if you're having a party and they're like, hey, no, you can't invite BJ over. Why? He's a clogger.
Yeah. I mean, it's very embarrassing, and at the same time, a person can't do anything about it. That's just how their life goes. I don't know the official term for it, but it's just
Well, can't you if you know that you have that problem, can't you just kind of do the courtesy flush?
That sometimes that's not enough.
Huh.
And but yeah, you really have to make sure. And then there's just
the phrase "pooping bricks" is actually something that's something.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts. Is it? Have you found what it is?
Possibly. A lot of it says constipation, but there's a thing called megacolon, where you experience chronic constipation or have a history of bowel obstruction, so you can develop megacolon, which makes your colon become very overstretched, so it makes your droppings over the limit.
Yeah,
basically.
Mega colon.
Who's the
Sounds
star
like a
of
villain.
that movie? Yeah. Who plays mega colon?
Gutenberg.
Mega colon and super kidney.
Yeah. I was thinking I don't know why, but Paul Rudd seems like he would play the role of mega colon.
Yeah, Paul Rudd could pull that off.
I don't know who super kidney would be though.
Yeah. So someone has asked for a no egg white omelet. A no egg white omelet.
That's 20 yolks.
Oh yeah. I mean that's not horrible. I mean,
it's a pain in the ass for the person having to cook it.
Yeah, but you are a chef. I mean, people can do that. People have separated egg whites and egg yolks, right? They've done that before.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, a rice bowl for a dog.
All right.
Oh. Okay,
that makes sense. I used to have a friend who would they would prepare meals for their dog, and it was always rice and chicken.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, because the dog would refuse to eat puppy
dog food.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the dog food, usually the flavor we get is right. It's like a rice and chicken flavor. So
okay.
Side note: if you really want to get mad, go down the rabbit hole of people preparing the most delicious looking meats and stuff for their dogs to eat. There's a bunch of people on TikTok that will just create filet mignon with quail eggs and with this, and even though it's raw, I still kind of want to eat it.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
I'm not happy about that.
Sometimes I'm just, I gotta open up another can of dog food. I'm like, damn it. Because sometimes, because Lulu has no teeth. So, we have to have kind of that pate kind of dog food. So, she doesn't eat the whole can. So then we put it in a Tupperware and put it in the fridge, the rest of it. And I'm like, oh man, this is going to take a time to open up a can. I can't even imagine preparing a meal for Lulu.
Yeah, if a can is a problem, you are not the guy
I'm too
for that
lazy
job.
for that. And plus, she gets really fired up about this can of food, so I don't think I need to do anything more than that.
Yeah. Well, that's because look, you've never given her the fine food. Who knows what she'd think?
Well, she doesn't need to know.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know what?
She has no teeth.
Yeah.
She's having a good run.
Living the dream, baby.
She is. Still gets belly rubs.
People, sometimes that's really all you need.
That's all she wants.
People have asked for eggless eggs in hell.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't even know. It's eggs in hell is shashuka or shakshuka.
Yeah.
Or shikshuka. What
That's
the hell
like
is
that
shikshuka?
I thought that's what you do so you don't drink anymore.
That's like the tomato. It's like a tomato base.
I just got that shikshaddle. I see what you did there. Shikshuka. I've never had shikshuka. Is it good?
It's super
It
good.
looks good.
Oh.
Can you see a picture of it?
Yeah, it's it looks like there's eggs and a tomato sauce. The eggs are poached and it's a little spicy.
It's a really popular breakfast dish.
Oh, okay. I don't know about the spiciness of it, but I like ketchup on my eggs, so why wouldn't I like this?
Some people call them eggs in purgatory.
Eggs in hell. Yep, there you go. Okay.
So the red, so it's like the fiery pit.
So they could make that if they had a tomato sauce. It's just hard to know, like, if they have a tomato sauce in certain places. So these are the weird things that people ask for at room service.
Dude, for real, up until today, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Neither did I. Shikshuka.
Shakshuka, yeah.
Shakshuka.
Like it.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Cat lovers, listen up. Meet Felix, the pet insurance brand made just for cats. Our cats don't really have 9 lives, but a lot can happen in the one they do. Felix's whisker-to-tail protection covers accidents, illness, emergency care, exam fees, and so much more. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com to learn more about their customizable coverage for felines. Sorry, no dogs allowed. That's FelixCatInsurance.com. Get it, meow. Insurance is underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company and produced by Independence Pet Group. Pre-existing conditions are not covered. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com/terms for all terms and limitations.
This holiday season, make your journey memorable with Travel Centers of America. Visit our one-stop shop for all your holiday travel needs. Fuel up, get snacks, and dine at one of our full-service restaurants. Hit the road with peace of mind knowing we've got you covered. Travel Centers of America.
Getting older means a world of change, but some things still stay the same, like being at risk for type 1 diabetes, because type 1 can happen at any age. So screen it like you mean it. If just one person in your family has type 1, you're up to 15 times more likely to get it too. And 50% of type 1 diagnoses happen after the age of 18. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 diabetes starts long before you need insulin, and one blood test could help you spot it early and lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis, known as DKA. So don't get caught by surprise. Screen it like you mean it, because getting answers now can help you get prepared. The more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Talk to a doctor about how to get screened. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com, and screen it like you mean it.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's a woman from Arkansas. Her name is Tara, and she's looking to raise money to repair her roof. So in order to do that,
it ain't cheap, I tell you.
No, it ain't. Are you having to do that yourself?
Oh, no. That's fine.
Okay.
I thought about it recently because I have a friend that was going through that, and I saw someone near my house that was getting their whole roof done, and I was like, from what I heard, that's not a pretty penny.
No. I mean, it is a pretty penny.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
That's a good point. Yeah. It's not cheap, but it is a pretty penny.
That's it. So what is she doing to try to raise money? She posted this tongue-in-cheek strip show, pictures of her basically taken on top of her house to get attention and funds. And, well, I can see why she would do that.
Oh, I'm looking at the picture. Yes.
Yeah. See, here's Tara talking about going viral by posting her rooftop pics on social media.
So a couple of months ago, I noticed my roof was leaking, and I went and got an estimate to get it repaired. Turns out it was in pretty bad shape, and the whole thing needs to be replaced. So the estimate was about $10,000. I figured, might as well laugh rather than cry. I climbed up on my roof, did a little photo shoot, just took a few selfies, and posted it in a Facebook group. To my surprise, I actually went viral.
No, I'm not shocked. I mean, I'm looking at her like she's half naked on her roof, and she's very attractive. Like, I'm not surprised that it went viral.
Yeah, not at all.
That's pretty funny. She's got somewhere she's looking sad on the roof.
Yeah.
So is she doing like an OnlyFans thing as well, or like? I think so.
Oh yeah. I mean, she would win. I mean, that's what a lot of people are doing that have her skill set.
Can she help me raise some funds so I can afford Disneyland? Because
Dude, you'd have to have a. I mean, what do you want her to be? Sexy pictures on top of Mickey? What do you need?
She could take sexy pictures on her roof and just give me money.
You just wanted to give you money.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
Oh.
Yeah,
right.
sorry. I feel like...
throwing out that you don't know until you ask.
I think that's called a pimp. I'm not too sure if that's politically correct anymore. I think people can do their own business.
No, I'm just asking for donations.
From an attractive woman who's making money off of her looks.
Yes.
Yeah, there's that. That doesn't sound pimp-like at all.
No. I wonder how quick... I got to imagine she already got the money.
I would say so, and
right?
Maybe she's got a career at this point. Which came first, the roof problems or her OnlyFans posting pictures? I mean, I feel like she's been doing this before the roof.
Funny enough, it looks like she decided that after this, she's not really cut out for it. So she's
too
not
many dong pics. She's like, this is too much. This is way too much. It was
okay.
It was worth dealing with all that BS for the roof, but I don't know if I want to deal with this on a day-to-day basis. I bet.
Yeah. Oh man!
And she didn't actually disclose how much she, if she raised the $10,000 or not.
I bet she did.
I bet she did too.
I hope she did.
Well, it's interesting. It really, I mean, granted, people get to do what they want to do in life, no doubt about it. Every job has its ups and downs, as it were, and you have proof right there. Is there anything that she could do in life that would get her the kind of money that just got her? Because obviously that's why she did it, because she didn't have enough money to be able to get the roof on her own with whatever her normal job is. And that's why I'm like, wow, man, why wouldn't you just find the best way to make money knowing that every job has stuff about it that sucks?
Yeah, but you said, I mean, you could do like it's a form of sex work, right?
Yeah.
You're doing the OnlyFans, and she made the money, but then also you have to sacrifice probably like your own mental state because you're dealing with some rather off-the-wall individuals. And then you got to put a price on that. Like, is it worth the headache? Is it worth all the nonstop DMs and dong pics and angry, aggressive people because you didn't write them back quick enough? Like, there's a lot of crap. I'm sure, Vicky, you could attest to that. Like, you got to deal with a lot of BS.
Oh, yeah.
To get that X amount of dollars a month from your OnlyFans subscription. I don't know, man. I don't know if I could handle that.
I've had to take a few breaks, definitely, because it's a lot of fun to get creative and, like, depending on what, obviously, you're doing for your content. Like, I love to do just funky, crazy makeup sometimes, or I'll do, like, cosplay stuff. But then people are just jerks. Either they're trying to neg you to get your attention, or they're just very needy. And it's like, okay, I don't have time to do this with 100 different messages multiple times a day. And it's just like, I need a break because it's just draining. It's a lot harder than you think.
I feel like there's probably a lot of people are entitled because they're paying. So they're like, I gave you $4.99 this month.
Yeah.
You should answer me at 2 a.m. every night if I want.
Right.
Yeah, that definitely is the sucky part of the job. I guess it's just a matter of, does the job pay you enough to deal with it?
That's true.
Yeah. Whereas I know the job is not paying Vicky enough to deal with it. But if all of a sudden Vicky was making $1 million a year from people like that, I feel like Vicky would be like, oh, right. Or you could hire somebody to just really go through those messages for you, which is, I think, what a lot of people do. The ones that are making a ton of money, they're probably not even looking at these messages.
For instance, she's dumb. You just got a financing loan for your roof. I got $133 a month for a few years. She's just an attention, you know what, Ski.
Why is it?
Who's dumb in this situation? If she got the money, she's done. She doesn't have to pay anything for a month.
Yeah,
every
I
month.
Feel like dumb's the wrong word, sir.
Yeah,
because you have a loan. She's got it free. That's not dumb.
And she wasn't even naked in these pictures.
No, you're absolutely right. She's just. I mean, she's really in some. You see less at the beach. So yeah, I don't think she's dumb at all. You know, I think if I would do that in a heartbeat if I could. If I could make money that way, I'm just, unfortunately they gave me the wrong body and the wrong gender to do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you start seeing me on top of my roof wearing Mickey ears and a one-piece bathing suit, you'll understand why.
Yeah. I got news for you.
You think I can raise $1,100?
I would love that as a social experiment to see if people would I would just so you wouldn't do it again.
Like, good news, babe. I figured out how we can afford these Disneyland tickets.
Get on the roof.
Without a massive dent in our wallets. Can I borrow one of your one-piece bathing suits?
Yeah, I would pay you to never do it again.
Okay. Hey, money's money. I don't care what you're paying me for.
Well, again, that's the idea. You're right. What do you care? We're all hoes. I feel like when people judge other people, and this is a little sensitive for me because I'm currently in a battle with my therapist about sex work.
Why are you having an argument with your therapist about this?
Well, just because you talk about things in life that you think are cool or whatever things you do. Next thing you know, the conversation of sex work comes up. And my therapist definitely has a negative opinion saying that everybody involved in sex work has mental issues and they're being taken advantage of and they're being abused. And I'm like, look, I don't have stats, but I don't believe that's true for everybody.
But you're also having an argument with someone who probably wants more clients and is going to say something like that.
You're right, sir.
I mean, she makes a living off of other people's mental anguish. Of course she's going to be like, everyone's got mental problems. Tell them to come to me.
Exactly. Which is what's sucky about people charging for their services in any profession, especially something like that.
So you guys going to arguing over this?
Yeah, that's me. I argue over everything.
Is it like it's lasted longer than 10 minutes, this argument?
Oh, yeah. Of course, she doesn't care because she charges by the hour. So she's like, hey, if you want to talk about this all hour, what do I care? And you know me, once I get into a fight, it's like next thing you know, that I'm the idiot going, did I just spend money on this? This is what am I doing?
Well, that will be X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
Sure, BJ, you won the argument.
Yeah, exactly. I think at the end of the day, the real idiot is me.
Right.
Yeah. But you know what? I'll probably go back and argue again. But there is.
I could see you coming back the next therapy session with like a folder of stats about sex workers and like you did your own research and all this kind of stuff.
Dude, I went for my physical yesterday and I had to talk about. Well, I'm going to tell you what the hell. I don't care. I had to talk about what the average amount of sex a person my age should be having, and my therapist was like, "Dude, you want sex way too much for your age." And so I had to have a conversation with my PCP yesterday, going, if the body wants what it wants, why is that a wrong thing? It's like, I get that I shouldn't force my partner to have sex as much as I want.
Right.
That makes sense. But why am I wrong because my body's ready to go when it's ready to go? It's like I don't take pills. It's just where I'm at. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? And
I mean, you would think that's like a nice nod or a feather in your cap. Like, okay, you don't need any kind of testosterone or anything along those lines.
Yeah. And so,
and full of it.
Yeah, and so I went to my PCP. I thought, okay, and this was a very difficult conversation because my primary care physician is a woman.
Okay, yes, answer that question. I was like, what's PCP?
Oh, come on, get with the medical terms, buddy. Yeah, pretty cool person.
Pretty cool person.
I went to my pretty cool person and said, hey, man. And so I had to sit there and ask her, and, you know, she's a young woman. I'm like, look, she goes, you got any more questions for me? And I'm like, do I have to talk to her about solo time? Do I really have to do this? But this was the therapist.
One more thing.
The therapist said I'm abusing myself, basically.
So if you're disagreeing with these, if you're disagreeing with your therapist about like certain things that like you like to do.
Yeah,
maybe you should find a different therapist that like kind of understands where you're coming from with those things. I mean, because I feel like this is going to be like you're going to be hitting your head against the wall arguing about these things if you feel so strongly about them.
Here's the slippery slope of therapy: is that when someone's coming to you saying you may have issues. The problem with people who have issues is they're in denial, and so that's what I don't know. You know, it's like
I see what you mean.
That's why I'm going to Steve. I'm running around talking to everybody, going, I want to be sure that I'm not in denial, but at the same time, I want to be sure that my therapist isn't just trying to make more money off of me. And so that's what I had to go have this very awkward conversation with a young doctor. And I'm like, oh, hey, Doc. Yeah, I got one more question, and it rhymes with Doc.
Yeah, what's up, Doc? Me.
Yeah. And I mean, and you know what? It was awkward for her too. But she did. The doctor goes, I'm so happy you feel comfortable enough with me to have these conversations. And I go like, I don't know if I don't think you're comfortable with me having these conversations with you, Doc. And it's like,
say, hey, Doc, don't worry. Right now, I do not have that going on.
She had this look on her face like, please don't ask me to check anything.
Yeah.
Like we were having a conversation and she's like, I can see the look in her eyes. She goes, I do not want to see an antique organ right now. Please do not ask.
Could you imagine just like, I have all these things. I have full sex drive, blah, blah, blah. Also, I think I might have a hernia. Can you check that?
Yeah. You could just see, Steve. She's like, I do not know. But the doc was just like, yeah, I don't understand why people tell you. I mean, you can do what you want as long as you're not injuring yourself. If you don't break anything and you're not really causing problems for your partner.
Stay away from vacuum cleaners.
Yeah. What's the issue? So, yeah, the PCP doesn't agree with the therapist.
So have you told the therapist this?
No, I got one coming up. Got a meeting coming up.
Oh boy,
it's gonna be. I know, and you know what? I'm not going to work on anything.
Said you should fire your therapist. No one should ever make you feel like wanting sex is too much. Wanting sex too much is wrong.
I know, it's weird. And so when I get back to the therapist, I'm going to get. Here's the thing: the therapist is an addiction therapist, and so that's the filter. They cover all the addictions, like the gambling and whatever, drugs and alcohol and sex addiction. And it's like, well, okay, and don't even ask about the view about pornography. They're not a fan.
I could already make the assumption that.
You could.
I think porn is awesome, BJ.
Yeah.
Just the plots, though. Don't watch the actual sex.
It's really really frustrating to be like, well, I mean, I get people do have issues and people do have addictions to things, but it's like that. Somebody can go have a drink and be fine. Though I know that alcohol addiction is horrible, but we don't throw alcohol out for everybody because other people doesn't bother at all. They have a drink and they're cool.
So is their main thing addiction therapy?
That was a big part of what this person does. Yeah.
Why'd you go to her? Is she looking for something that you're addicted to? And she's like, well, it's not drugs, it's not alcohol, it's sex.
I didn't know this was the deal.
Oh, okay.
I just got assigned this person as I went to this particular clinic, and I thought it looked like this. I thought, hey, this.
Did you walk in that day with a stiffy, and they're like, we know exactly who you need to see?
It's very possible. I had a math book though. I thought I covered it up pretty well, just like back at junior high. Steve, I felt like I was all set.
You had the long jacket over.
Yeah,
it. Tied the sweater around.
I don't understand why they would have identified me as anything.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I figure out who my creditors are?
People a lot of times have had a long time of not having good credit and having collections, and so they're concerned that you may be concerned that you won't be able to find all your creditors if you file bankruptcy. How will I know which collection agency has my credit card bill from 10 years ago now? And that's something that's hard to keep track of because credit collection agencies transfer your debts all over the place. But we will pull all your credit bureaus, and by getting all three of your credit bureaus, we'll be able to tell who has your credit and debt now, which collection agencies have had it in the past, and we'll make sure that we file all your creditors when we file your bankruptcy so that nothing slips through the cracks.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Some companies are big, others are small. To Robert Half, their hiring needs are equally huge. At Robert Half, our specialized recruiting professionals elevate their expertise with proprietary AI tools to transform candidate discovery, assessment, and selection. Whether sourcing talent locally or in any geography that works for you, Robert Half can pinpoint hard-to-find candidates in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent.
Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. Parents can send instant money transfers, automate allowance, and more. Plus, keep an eye on spending with real-time notifications. Join more than 6 million families building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get your first month free at greenlight.com/Odyssey. That's greenlight.com/Odyssey.
Hidden fees, restrictive healthcare networks, and confusing coverage are signs that your health insurance isn't really working for you. Christian Healthcare Ministries is the biblical alternative to health insurance. With flexible, affordable healthcare programs and the ability to choose your provider without network restrictions, you can finally have freedom over your healthcare decisions. And when you join, you're surrounded by fellow believers who offer spiritual support. Learn more by visiting chministries.org/solution.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1. It's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2. Your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3. Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card, tap for transit, and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention Love20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
Let's play Beat Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs?
Alrighty then.
I know Riley from Snohomish is. Riley, are you there?
I am. I'm ready.
Good. All right, Steve, now get out. For those playing at home, Riley has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Mary Poppins was nominated for 13 Academy Awards, but only ended up winning how many?
6.
No.
5.
Yes. The Joy of Painting was a TV show created and hosted by who?
Bob Ross.
Yes. Chicago banned the sale of what gourmet food staple in 2006?
Foie gras.
Yes. What instrument does Phoebe play on the sitcom Friends?
Saxophone.
No.
Trumpet.
No.
Trombone.
No. How many days in a week were there in ancient Roman times?
5.
No.
10.
No.
15.
No. What sport uses the term button hook?
Hockey.
No.
Lacrosse.
No.
Polo.
No. The TV show 2.5 Men aired on what network?
NBC.
No.
TBS.
No.
CBS.
Yes. The original Cobb salad was created in what U.S. state?
Michigan.
No.
Maine.
No.
Yeah, no, pass.
Oh.
Riley, you got 4 correct.
Still, he got foie gras. I
He
didn't know that.
did.
I
know.
don't think Steve's going to get that.
He was doing really well in the beginning there.
Yeah, then all of a sudden,
You know, it got a little...
that happens.
It happens.
He was on a roll, man. I'll give him that.
He was. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Mary Poppins was nominated for 13 Academy Awards, but only ended up winning how many?
1.
No.
2.
No.
3.
No.
Oh.
The Joy of Painting was a TV show created and hosted by who?
Bob Ross.
Yes. Chicago
Happy
banned the
accidents.
sale of what gourmet food staple in 2006?
Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
2006. Pizza.
No. Oh,
Yeah,
no. That'd be horrible.
Donuts.
No.
Muffins.
You heard the question wrong, sir.
What instrument does Phoebe play on the sitcom Friends?
Guitar.
Yes. How many days in a week were there in ancient Roman times?
5.
No.
6.
No.
4.
No. What sport uses the term button hook?
Fishing.
No.
Bowling.
No.
Baseball.
No. The TV show 2.5 Men aired on what network?
NBC.
No.
CBS.
Yes. The original Cobb salad was created in what U.S. state?
Oh, Washington.
No.
Oregon.
No.
Alaska.
No.
Oh.
What kind of animal is the Toy Story character Rex?
He is a dinosaur.
Yes. Aquaman is from which city under the sea?
Atlantis.
Yes. And with that, you get 5 correct, which is a win.
Oh,
5
Riley,
to 4.
so close.
Oh, so close.
Thanks for having me.
All right, no
You're
problem,
welcome.
buddy. Calling to play again. Sometimes you got to rapid fire those questions because Steve got to more than Riley did.
Yeah.
Get him straight.
That's what helped.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a sad day.
Riley did get correct. Mary Poppins won 5 out of the 13 Academy Awards they were nominated for. Chicago banned the sale of what gourmet food staple?
They banned the
Banned.
sale. Do you think if Chicago would ban pizza?
Well, yeah, like thin crust. Absolutely.
Oh, okay, fair enough. And then muffins.
Oh.
And then muffins too. For some reason, Chicago. We've had it with these muffins.
Well, I kind of went off the rails after that,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I don't think deep dish is really pizza personally.
Oh, boy.
I think it's delicious, but I don't think it should be called pizza.
Agreed.
Kind of like a lasagna.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
What are you guys with this?
It's foie gras.
Foie gras.
Foie gras.
What the hell is that?
Is that a duckish?
It's duck liver.
Yeah.
Why'd
Fatty
they ban
duck
it?
liver.
Oh, it's duck
Because
liver?
it's probably disgusting. That's why.
It's actually
Okay.
very cruel to the animal. They like force feed it a bunch of fatty foods so the liver gets nice and fatty, and then obviously you butcher it and you get the fatty liver.
Oh, boy.
Gross. I hope it's still banned there. How many days in a week
Which is
were there?
funny, as a
ancient
human,
Roman
if you just
times?
force-fed me a bunch of fatty food, I'd be like, thank you.
Yeah.
I do it to
Right.
myself.
Right.
Exactly.
That's usually Saturday for me.
Yeah. How many days in a week were they ancient Roman times?
Is it 8?
It's 8.
Oh.
Yes.
I was thinking of the Beatles song, 8 days a week. I thought maybe that's where they got that from.
Yeah, I was on the wrong side of those guesses.
Yeah. And button hook is a term used.
And you said fishing, right, Steve?
Yes.
God, that's what I would have guessed. Button hook.
It's football.
Football.
Yeah, it's a play.
Oh.
I guess.
Oh, God, am I dumb? Yeah, you're right.
And then the original Cobb salad was created in what
that-
U.S. state?
Is that California?
It is.
Yeah.
You said Washington, Oregon. I thought maybe then
That's
you
where I
jumped
thought you
to
were going,
Cali,
buddy.
But
Yeah, I decided to go up.
you went to Alaska. Yeah.
I went up.
You went up.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on beating Riley, Steve.
Yeah, just so close, Riley. Play again, Riley. We'll get this win. We'll show Steve.
And button hook, yep, it's a play where the receiver runs straight downfield and then abruptly cuts back towards the line of scrimmage.
Oh, like a button hook.
Yes.
Ah, we should know that since we watch football a lot.
I don't know much about
you're saying
the names of certain
okay.
plays. Like all I know is based off of what I knew in Madden. So and all I ever did in Madden was throw a Hail Mary.
Hail Mary.
That was Hail Mary or shotgun
Now
every
you
time.
can sound really smart, though.
I
This
mean,
coming up
that's-
season.
that's
they just did
debatable.
a button hook,
Yeah.
guys.
Nice button hook.
Yeah, if that's what it is, if you can even tell.
It's like one time I remember being at a game and the guy behind me was wasted and you could tell the only play he knew was a flea flicker.
Oh,
and he
yeah.
screamed it for the entire game. Yeah. And it was just like, can they just do it just to shut this guy up?
Yeah.
He just probably wanted to say it. Sounds fun. A flea flicker.
And it was like a roller coaster of hilarity because it was like funny at first, then got annoying, but then got funny because of how annoying it was.
Right.
And then got annoying again because he still wouldn't stop doing it.
Yeah, boy, you had all the emotions.
Oh,
yeah,
hold
yeah.
on. Flea flicker. Flea flicker. I'm like, okay, enough already.
What is going on? You were the Rain Man for Flea Flicker? What's going on?
I'm
over
like,
here?
why, do your buddies, are they not annoyed by this?
Yeah,
They just zoned them out, I guess.
Unless they get really excited seeing people get annoyed.
Yes, that's a
Yeah.
good point.
That's what I think. That's the only way I could deal with the Flea Flicker.
4 straight quarters.
Oh,
Flea flicker.
That's a beating. So you don't have to deal with that in your house.
And we're in the 300 level. You know, Russell Wilson's not going to hear you at that time.
No one is.
And also, don't forget the other team can too, sir. So if you're like, if you could hear them say it, and that was your next play, you'd be like, "Shut up! Shut up! Stop saying flea flicker. We're going to run the damn thing." All right. So they were asking Americans this question because it is so wild to think that Survivor and the Osbournes, that this was the beginning of this reality world that we live in, reality TV. You know, I mean, it's crazy to think 20 years ago, maybe a little bit more, it started, the real world, stuff like that, where reality TV, we were just seeing the beginnings of it. It's crazy to think that kids are alive today, that's all they know. They know a world of reality TV. They don't. Yeah. They,
Because the first Real World New York, I feel like was like the biggest. That was like the first, like, whoa, you're having people live together that don't know each other and you're filming it. Like, this is so voyeuristic and awesome. But when did that come out?
Yeah, that was, I think, was that early 90s?
Had to be, right?
Yeah, and that was still young people, Steve. It was like people who were like the average American. I think Survivor was the one that really
huge. You're right.
But the Osbournes, I remember, is the one I took notice of. Like, wow, it's like a reality show. Well, we're seeing his family, and even one of the daughters was like, I don't want to do this, and so she didn't participate.
Real World New York started the original one was 1992.
Yeah. Wow.
That's so long.
So here we are.
Someone's 30 if they were just born, right?
Yeah.
And then
so there are
Road
people,
Rules was 95, so shortly after.
And then let's not forget the Real World Road Rules Challenge.
Oh, that was the best.
Some of the best stuff, best television ever, BJ. You missed out on it.
Well, I was here. It wasn't like
I don't think
wasn't
you were
here.
watching it though.
Well, I actually, because of Sarah. Sarah watched all that stuff.
Oh,
So
nice.
I saw it. When I was downstairs, and there she is in the family room watching stuff like that. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And she's trying to tell me 16 and pregnant. Those were all of her shows,
right?
Yeah. Well, here it is all this time later, and for me, I would be like, who would do this when it first started? And now they're asking Americans, hey, would that be you? Would you want to do a reality show? Just asking average Americans. And 50% of Americans said, yes, there is one type of reality show I would do, but yes, half of us would do this.
Yeah, there's certain reality shows I would love to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what would be the number one. I think Amazing Race would be a blast. Because it's like you're just knocking off all this traveling, and it's kind of like a fun challenge.
Oh, that seems like it's so exhausting, though. Like, I want to travel a little bit more, relaxed. Our buddy Justin, who is a former radio guy, he and his girlfriend, now wife, did that. And, I mean, when I talked to him, and he's a much younger guy than me, and he was like, man, that was exhausting. I mean, it was Jesus.
That looks like fun to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun, he said, but it was also very exhausting. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, woo, and then you don't win, and they were so close they didn't win.
Cooking shows would be a fun reality show to be on.
That would be my
Because then you get
choice.
to eat it.
Yes.
But to be the judge, I wouldn't want to necessarily compete.
No,
I just
of
want to
course.
eat everything.
Yeah, I don't want to actually cook anything. I just want to be the person that gets to try everything.
I want to cook.
Ooh, worst cooks in America.
Yes,
Really?
there you go.
You guys watch it. I'd easily be on the Great Kids Baking Challenge. I'd totally dominate.
That's what you'd be on.
Yeah, well,
I watch those, and I'm like, these kids, how are they so smart with this stuff?
Right?
Yeah, that's not the number one thing that people would be on. 50% say they would do a home renovation show.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, that's brilliant.
I've read a lot of
there's
stories.
been some rumors where they kind of go half-assed on those things.
Oh yeah, it's like all cardboard and small staples to get it all pretty.
Did you know that we met a guy? Well, we've known him for a long time, but one of our radio buddies, Miguel. He was on one, and he was telling me all about how it's funny because he can still tell when he gets when that show or his episode airs, because he gets like 15 to 20 to 30 notifications on Twitter being like, "Oh, this is awesome," and he gets new followers from it, and they love their house.
Do they still live in that house?
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, he got like $1 million home or something like that.
It's
I don't know what the show is called.
100 Day Dream Home on Discovery Plus.
Wow, I had no idea that Miguel did that. I got to get a link to that episode. This is the first time I'm hearing about that.
So what was it? They had 100 days to build them a dream home?
Yeah, I guess so.
Damn, I get on that show.
Wouldn't you though? The other
Right.
one I want is the Chip and Joanna one. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Renovate
that
this
show.
bitch.
Yeah.
No.
Renovate This Bitch should be a show. Yeah.
Chip and Joanne.
Fixer Upper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to see your fixer upper?
I would love to do that kind of thing.
Well, you know what? So that's where like half of Americans go. I'll do a reality show, but only if that.
The one, I mean, obviously now being married, but even single days, like I would never want to do one of those dating ones.
Ever?
No.
Not even singled out?
Oh, I did want to be on Singled Out when I was younger. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was younger and dumber. I'm talking about like current version of Steve. I don't think I'd have the patience to deal with one of those dating things.
You
I'd
wouldn't
like,
want to be on Too Hot to Handle?
Yeah, like you just sucked face with that guy over there. I'm done. I gotta go.
Yeah, that would be me.
Right? Hey, I'm gonna go swing by some place to get some food.
See, the only any dating show I would ever actually be okay with is a ridiculous one, like the one where they all had like the weird masks and makeup.
Yeah.
The one on
that'd be
Netflix. That would be the only way to go. Otherwise, yeah, no, I'm with you.
Oh, that would freak me out. Like, I mean, it'd be like, what the hell kind of show I'm on? I just want to meet somebody and I got to look like a sci-fi alien. Okay, fine.
That seems like it's right up your alley.
Actually,
Dude, it's too much work.
Well, they do the work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but and 21% of us say actually we'd like to be on a dating show, but actually number 2 is what I would like to be on.
I was about to say, what type of reality show do you want to be on?
Oh, I always wanted to be on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy because I always felt like these guys would finally help me figure it out because I always thought I was a good dresser, but as we found out at the morning show convention, I'm not. And so I would have I was like, man, I would love to be on that show because those dudes would fix me. They'd fix me up. And, Queer Eye, at least the old school one. I haven't watched a whole lot of the new school one. But the old school one, they taught you everything. Like, it wasn't just how to dress, but just how to, how to speak and how to cook and all sorts of cool things to be like, well, a guy that women would go, hey, you know what's up.
You know what's up.
Yeah. I
I
always
would
wanted
love
to
to see you on one of those makeover shows.
Oh, I would love it.
What they would do.
Or even like, remember when like the talk shows, like they used to do like the makeover episodes where they would like introduce you at the beginning, then they take you back for half the episode and then do the big reveal at the end. My mom used to love those, like Sally Jesse Raphael or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see BJ do that.
Oh, it'd be hilarious.
Why are you saying hilarious? It's supposed to be good for me, like I would get respect.
Yeah. Just based on what you just said right there. It would be hilarious.
Because usually in those, like for example, in Queer Eye, they do like someone who's a food specialist, teach you how to cook or drink or whatever, show you what wines are fancy. You got your fashion guy,
so he
you
wants
got
to be the
culture,
guy.
but then you're grooming. Like, what are they going to do with your hair?
Oh,
wow.
Mohawk.
Oh my God! Yes,
Yes, Mohawk.
Wow.
do a mohawk.
Faux hawk.
There's no, you have no confidence. Do you think like there's nothing they could do for me? Like they would just throw their hands up in the air when they see my hair and go,
yes,
there's nothing we can do for you.
As a bald man, I feel confident in saying yes.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. Hey, you got something to say? I got something to say. They're wild, rabid, and on the loose. This is Listeners on the Loose.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's also the number to text, 206-803-ROCK. Remember, Steve's got a rule.
It's a simple rule, and that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're gonging you. And then saying goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK. Call us, text us. Let's go to Joe in Seattle. Joe, you're on The Rock.
Hola.
Hey, hola, Joe. Hola. Don't forget the men's room afternoons right here on The Rock. What you got, buddy?
So the whole, having an interview and getting stoned with somebody would be that Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, the science guy, the space astronomer dude.
Yeah, and it would just be wild. I mean, I think that guy's probably one of the smartest people I've ever, seen or even but I watched that show, is it Ancient Aliens?
Yes.
And it's just kind of crazy how, there's so much, people that know, but hearing it from him would just be mind blowing.
It's interesting. It is interesting, yes, Joe, because one of the sober conversations I had with Penn Jillette way back in the day was how he believed we may not have any aliens around, or they'll never get to us, just because of the way he thought. He thought it was just impossible for us to ever go to other planets or for them to get to us, just because of the sheer distance. And then they just released recently that they're doing they can explain 98% of UFOs, so they know what they are, and then the other 2% or so they don't know, but they don't think it's aliens. Like, they still, officially, the government is saying, we don't believe anything that's been up in the sky is an alien thing. We just don't know what some of the things are.
Man.
Oh, really? You're like Mulder over there? The truth is out there.
We're gonna be like, yo, we've been lying to you guys all this time. Ha ha.
It's a weird thing, man. If you think of science, because if you travel fast enough to actually get to a place that's close to us, like Alpha Centauri, I think is the closest solar system to us, that it's still so far away that, according to Einstein, you'd travel forward in time, like you wouldn't age the way everybody else ages. So it's sort of like, I don't know how they're going to figure this out so that you could go to Alpha Centauri, come back, and not everybody would be dead. I don't know how that could happen.
My daughter's into being an astronaut right now.
She wants to be an astronaut, does she?
She doesn't want to be. She is an astronaut.
Oh, when did she get signed up?
Well, her spaceship is her little dinner table thingy.
Okay.
And in order to get to that, it's kind of now become the routine. She just starts going, spaceship, daddy, astronaut Tatum's ready for takeoff. And I have to go put her in her little chair. And then take off, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and make this Jetson sound as I fly her through the living room and then sit her in the dining room or the kitchen as we're about to eat dinner.
What prompted her to dig space stuff? I'm excited.
I'm not too sure. It might have been my fault.
Oh, really?
I don't remember how it started. You know how sometimes you start, Danny, I'm sure you know, and maybe Vicky too, your little brother now, and BJ, if you remember anything about your kids when they were kids.
Who are they?
Right?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Sometimes weird traditions start, and I'm not exactly sure how they started.
Yeah.
That's become almost a nightly tradition that I have to call her astronaut Tatum, pick her up, put her into her spaceship, which is just her little high chair, and then lift it up and now she's getting bigger and a little bit heavier. I'm always afraid that she's going to get lean forward, and so I'm holding on to this thing for dear life just to make sure I don't tip her over, because that would be a very traumatic ending to.
So much for the career.
The spaceship would then crash. And then it's literally like a 3-second travel because space travels fast.
Well, yeah, you've got that hyperdrive.
Yeah, I don't know where that tradition started. I'm sure I had a lot to do with it, though.
Your dad is a sci-fi fan. What if it skips a generation? Like you're not a big sci-fi fan, but he is.
I don't think she just came out of nowhere and said, "I want to be an astronaut."
You never know.
You know what it was? Snoopy.
Oh, Snoopy in space.
We were watching Snoopy in space. That's where this all started.
Look at this.
I'm glad we were able to talk this out.
Mystery solved. Yeah, man. Snoopy, he's the cause of all of it.
Dan, you have any strange traditions you do with her?
Oh, we have tons of
Not
our...
Tatum, but Lily.
That would be very weird if all of a sudden,
me and Tatum every night. She wants to be a cowboy with me, though. So,
fair.
Yeah. No, Lily and I have a bunch of different random traditions, but like the one that I was thinking about that I know where the obsession comes from, but I don't remember ever buying it for her, and she insists that I did, was her Kermit doll. Her Kermit doll is like her
She's
blankie.
obsessed with that.
Yeah, and it's like her blankie. Like that's her comfort stuffed animal. She travels everywhere.
Do you have a backup?
No. That's the crazy part. Is that
if she's traveling with that thing, it might be time to get a backup.
I know. Well, she's 9 now, so at this point she's pretty
Learn
much
about loss, baby.
I know. If it's not in her backpack, she freaks out. So
Okay.
anywhere we go, it's like, where's Kermit?
Okay.
But yeah, and she insists that I bought it for her at Disneyland when she was a baby. I don't remember ever buying her a Kermit. It just showed up one day. Like,
where did it come from?
No, like I think maybe her mom bought it, but I got the credit for
Nice.
it. Or maybe I did.
Take the credit.
Yeah,
Take
right.
it.
But now it's because
Mom said no repeatedly.
Yeah.
But it's because I can do the Kermit voice. So now it's her best little friend, and so she talks when she hugs Kermit, like when she's in Tucson. It's always like, oh, I felt your hug on Kermit, and we always have to say goodnight to Kermit and stuff like that.
Oh.
But yeah, the Muppets, love them.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I didn't. This is news that I have kids.
Yeah, they're here actually.
Yeah,
they're in the other room.
I used to Joey never used to like to do like fights, like just roll around the floor and fight. Joey would just like it felt like he was just humoring me. I go, time for fights, and she was like, okay, whatever.
The weird part is now at the end of the night when Danny and him hang out, he always goes to Daddy, time for fights, and they roll around in the bedroom.
You get to roll around on the
Into
floor
the living room.
and do like the fake punching. And Joey was just always like, yeah, you done? Are we done with this?
This is dumb, Dad.
Yeah. And Sarah, on the other hand, I used to play this game where we'd clap, but I grab her hands and clap them and always have her hit me in the face. And then I would go, what's wrong with you, kid? Why are you always punching me? And she'd be like, I didn't do it.
Oh, this is why she gets violent when she's drunk.
This is what it is. Now she's slapping everybody. Those are the only, and I would just, always do a super power punch where basically I would always just go in slow motion, and that way she thought she could block the punch, and then I would come around the other side and get her with the other hand with a light tap. It wasn't like I was sort of punching these guys.
Full haymaker, of course, VJ. Uppercut, body blow.
Yeah, the fun thing that Joey used to like to do is he used to like to go to the store and spend my money. That was his favorite thing.
Still is.
Yeah, still is. Really is.
I thought you were going to go with throwing books at people's heads, but okay.
Yeah, that was your second favorite thing. Yeah. We would go to the store to buy more ammo for you. Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to read these, Dad. These are going to be ninja stars for my sister, who I don't like.
But my favorite one right now that my little brother's doing, and I think he only does it with me, he's like, Vicky, let's go cuddle. And so we'll go on the couch, cuddle, and then he'll pull his shirt up and be like, scratch my belly. So we'll just, like, right before bedtime, I'll just be scratching his belly.
Also, when Joe gets drunk, he does that to Vicky, too. It's very weird.
Like,
Joe does weird stuff, yeah.
All right, Joe, pull up your shirt. I'll scratch your belly. But then he'll turn around, pull up his shirt, and he's like, scratch my back now. And he'll just pass out that way. And so that is us watching cartoons while I'm scratching whatever he wants.
That is a great look. If that's what it takes to get a kid to go down, that's great. You just let them go to sleep and be done.
60% of the time, it works all the time.
Oh, really? Well, it works 90% on me. If you scratch anything on me, I'm done. It's over.
Not it.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to. That's why I pay massage therapists. Nice. And it's legit. I didn't. Okay.
Sure.
Don't laugh.
Scratch my belly, quote unquote.
Well, there are some places where maybe that's code.
And then you show the belly and it has like a tattoo of an arrow pointing down.
Oh, is that what I've got going on? Yeah.
I knew you had a tattoo.
How about that? Wouldn't that be wild if that's what I had?
And that's
you guys
your
never
line.
knew. Like if I died and you guys were like, all right, and they go, wait a second, he's got all these. What?
He's got tattoos of arrows all pointing to his junk.
Let's go to Jan in Tacoma. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. Jan in Tacoma, you're on the Rock.
What's up, guys?
Hey. What's up? Did I say your name right, Jan?
Yes, sir, you did.
Very good. What you got for us, buddy?
So I wasn't super old, but I was definitely too old. Probably at least 4 when I believed this. But I thought movies were filmed on other planets.
Nice.
And they brought the film to Earth because at the beginning of Star Wars they have the scroll and it starts out with a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And I'm like, it takes us 2 days to get to Minnesota, and that's on Earth.
Yeah.
It must take forever for the Star Wars film to come in from Alderaan.
Dude, I can't blame you for thinking like that. They tell you at the beginning that this happened somewhere else. Why wouldn't you think this is a story about somewhere else?
Exactly.
And it looked good. Lucas really, I mean, people can say what they want, but George Lucas at the time, every time he released a movie, made it look like the best sci-fi special effects movie you ever saw. Every time he did it. So I can't blame you for that, especially when you're a little kid and you're just learning.
No, we all believe really dumb things.
Yeah, and that's not, that the little kid brain is pretty efficient, and it's just like, well, you tell me something, I'm going to believe it. Why would you lie to me?
Right.
And next thing you know, you find out, unfortunately, that people do actually not tell you the truth, and then your brain has to work extra hard, and it sucks.
This texture, this one, I love this one because we always talk about it from time to time. It says, as a kid, I always thought I'd have to deal with the threat of quicksand on a daily basis. 24 years later, so far, so good.
Every cowboy show I grew up with in the 60s and the 70s, there was always somebody getting stuck in quicksand.
Gilligan's Island. I think that happened from time to time.
Oh, of course Gilligan had to get in quicksand. They were on that desert island.
Aside from quicksand, did you guys also have the irrational fear of the Bermuda Triangle? Like that you would one day have to go near it and then you could disappear?
I wasn't too scared of it. I was aware of it and it seemed terrifying, but I wasn't really flying anywhere. So that one didn't bug me as much as quicksand.
Until I went to Bermuda.
Oh.
When we went to Bermuda, because I really didn't know where the Bermuda Triangle was, but it was I think a radio thing. We're going to take you to Bermuda and all that. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? But what about the triangle? I remember people just laughed hard at me when I said, what about the triangle? I don't want to get lost. And they're like, you're an idiot.
Are we avoiding the triangle, pilot?
I thought was an important question.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
It's time to talk about Felix, the pet insurance brand made just for cats. Starting at under $1 a day, you can get whisker-to-tail protection with a plan as unique as your cat. Sorry, dogs. This customizable coverage is exclusively for feline friends. Learn more at FelixCatInsurance.com. That's FelixCatInsurance.com. Get it? Meow.
Insurance is underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company and produced by Independence Pet Group. Pre-existing conditions are not covered. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com/terms for all terms and limitations.
This holiday season, make your journey memorable with Travel Centers of America. Visit our one-stop shop for all your holiday travel needs. Fuel up, get snacks, and dine at one of our full-service restaurants. Hit the road with peace of mind knowing we've got you covered. Travel Centers of America.
Getting older means a world of change, but some things still stay the same, like being at risk for type 1 diabetes, because type 1 can happen at any age. So screen it like you mean it. If just one person in your family has type 1, you're up to 15 times more likely to get it too. And 50% of type 1 diagnoses happen after the age of 18. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 diabetes starts long before you need insulin, and one blood test could help you spot it early and lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis, known as DKA. So don't get caught by surprise. Screen it like you mean it, because getting answers now can help you get prepared. The more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Talk to a doctor about how to get screened. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com, and screen it like you mean it.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1. It's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2. Your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3. Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card, tap for transit, and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. 206-803-ROCK. You pick the topic. You guide the show.
Somebody said, have you checked out snuba diving instead of scuba diving? I'm with you guys. Anything underwater scares me, but I did snuba in Hawaii, and it was amazing. And safer, LOL. I don't even know what the hell snuba means.
Is it like surfacey? Like you can go under a little bit, but you have a floaty tank kind of a thing,
Like a tube that goes in your mouth?
Like it's like a scuba thing, but you're really close to the surface. Is that what that is?
It's like it says it's the perfect cross between snorkeling and scuba diving.
Oh, yeah.
So-
I don't mind snorkeling.
Basically, yeah, kind of a big long tube. It's connected to an air supply that floats comfortably at the water surface.
Yeah, so you can go deeper.
Yeah, you can go 2, 10, or even 20 feet.
Oh, damn!
I'm in for that. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, but see, you go deep, someone can mess with your stuff. That's what I'm always afraid of.
Well, you don't go deep. It says you go anywhere from 2 to 20 feet. I'm hovering around 5.
You're gonna go 5?
Yeah,
5
I'm not
is
going
good.
much deeper than that.
Yeah, 20 feet. I'm like, I don't know, man.
I just want to be next to a turtle and wave at it and have it hopefully wave back.
Oh, okay.
That's all I want.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that.
Yeah.
Depending on where you go, of course. Yeah, snuba. I never tried it, but I saw it.
This is the first I've ever even heard of it.
I'm a dope. I bought all this equipment because I thought I was going to be doing it. And then we came back one year. They get you. And I bought my own stuff.
You bought it all?
Why
don't you just rent it while you're there?
I know, but they were like, we thought we were going to be going to Hawaii every year. So we thought, well, what the hell? We should have the stuff. Why rent it every year?
But then you got to pack it and bring it every year.
I know. And I thought, well, that's okay. Yeah, I was an idiot.
Yeah, I would hard pass on that,
dude. I know, but you get in the you really get in the you're there at the
I understand that
at the shack where they rent this stuff, and they go, or would you like to have your own stuff? And and I'm like, oh, this is really not that inexpensive, and as opposed to what a rental costs.
And they're probably like, sucker, we'll buy it back at 25% of the price.
That's what's
before
going
you
to
leave. Yeah,
that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I still have it. It's got dust on it, and I've never used it. Never, because we never went back to Hawaii. It's such a bummer. It's like I can't believe if I'd have known, but I didn't know. I thought we were going to go back many times, but then it never happened.
So my mom went scuba diving in the Virgin Islands. Her tank ran out of air, 15 feet below water. Oh, thanks for scary. Now I'm out of scuba diving.
I'm done.
I'm just gonna just sit on a floaty.
That's the way to do it.
Sit on a floaty diving.
Yeah, that's all I want to do. I'm not gonna mess with it. Yeah.
We got a text message at 7799. Oh, not anymore. What is it?
It's
206-803-ROCK.
That's it.
Saying earlier you guys were talking about the skills we don't have anymore. I can no longer spell. I blame autocorrect and dictation. I work on the road, so I email all day from my phone.
That is another skill you're not going to really need. I saw also on the list cursive handwriting is also one that's gone from the 90s. You know, it's funny to watch people's signatures. The younger they go, it's like they're like just writing their name. They're not even like using cursive. They're just printing it.
I was thinking the signatures you have on like a tablet whenever like you go somewhere and it says sign here. I think everyone just makes a squiggle. Yep. I had the strange I think it was yesterday. I think we were getting coffee at one of the coffee stands near our house, and the lady just signed it for me. She's like, hey, I'll just sign it for you. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to put up an argument. You just saved me a step.
Yeah.
And all she did was a squiggle. She probably hit the point where she's like, I'm sick of handing over this tablet to have somebody, especially, some people are probably still a little concerned about getting sick, whether it be COVID or just a cold or whatever. You're like, well, I don't have to hand this over to the person. I'll just sign it for them.
Yeah, man. They took out the partitions at the QFC.
I didn't even realize they had partitions.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I know. If they didn't say it, though, I wouldn't have known. Isn't that weird? But they all had masks on. They were like, I'm like, wow, everybody's masked up. And they go, well, they took the partitions out. I go, oh.
I forgot that we even had those.
Yeah. So it's so weird to think what's funny is that these folks that work in retail or just where they see so many people, they're still masking up, and I guess I can understand why. It makes sense to figure that, well, somebody's going to be sick.
Well, I wonder if they were like, I'm not getting that as sick from the cold. Not even talking about anything serious, but I'm around people all the time. They're coughing, they're sneezing, they're touching things, and all of a sudden they're like, I'm getting way less sick at my job. I should probably just keep this up.
The problem is if you don't learn how to fight against that, I wonder if then when you do get a cold, you get wrecked.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe they're still getting I don't know, maybe they're out and about without a mask outside of work. They're just like, I just want to limit the amount of exposure to people and their germs.
Yeah, it's hard to know. I get, if somebody's really got an issue with their health, it makes sense. Yeah, you got to mask up. That was the whole point of doing it in the first place, was protecting the folks that really had issues. And if those folks still have issues, they go, hey, you know what? I'm going to continue this. But stopping getting stuff that you normally should get so your body can learn how to fight it, I'm not sure is a cool idea because we weren't born with masks. We're supposed to interact in this world as human beings just the way we are. So I get a little worried at the folks that they got this whole sky is falling mentality. It's like, dude, I think maybe you're a little overreacting in your situation.
Yeah. Oh, to go back to the whole pool conversation, somebody said, my wife and I started a pool project over a year ago.
Oh.
$150,000, and the city of Lakewood still hasn't signed off on it.
Oh, my God. You've spent $150,000 doing what? Just getting permits?
And maybe like the materials?
Damn, dude.
That sounds crazy.
Wow. I wonder why Lakewood says no to getting a pool. I mean, if you've got the space, what's the problem, Lakewood?
Somebody said, hey, just check out Agor, AGOR-ENG.com. They make pools with movable bottoms that they can raise to be your patio.
What?
Whoa, look at that, dude.
Oh, look at that. Oh, because the bottom comes up and then you're on top of the water.
I love that.
Oh, so the water stays there, but the bottom comes up so you can have little steps and chill.
Oh, so you can just kind of step the feet in there.
Oh, and that's a way to keep the kids safe. When you're done with the pool, you can raise that bottom.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it just kind of becomes part of the part of the patio.
It's like a deck. Yeah. That is wow, Agor. How much?
Oh, look, it even goes higher up, so you don't even have to be wet.
Dude, how much is that?
I'm sure it's next to nothing. I bet they have Groupons. Yeah, these things are moving from the ground.
Here's my problem. Do they have a way to fix them? You know, because I've seen people have movable blinds, and then when the blinds break, it feels like they never know what to do to fix them.
Yeah, but it's like an escalator. If it stops working, then it just becomes stairs. So as long as you can open it back up and just use it as a pool, this thing is amazing.
But what if it closes and you can't use it as a pool?
Oh, I hit up some of my buddies and let's put a little muscle into it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Dude, that one that closes like a trap door.
Yeah,
and then it opens back up and it's a pool. I got to show this to my wife.
You can't afford this.
Oh, no.
Not even with $250,000. I don't think you can afford this.
Yeah, I don't even think they have prices on here.
No, you know Agor is like, yeah, come get one. And they don't tell you the price because they know pretty much you can't get one.
Whenever they say, contact us for prices, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Because I can't afford it.
Nope.
It's like whenever you go to a restaurant and it says market price on some kind of seafood.
Oh, you know what that means.
I'm not getting my hopes up. I probably can't afford it. If they can't break it on the menu.
Yeah.
Wow,
they look amazing, Agor.
And make it into a glass floor.
Oh, come on. I want that.
Well,
but I don't want to take care of it. That's the problem. I don't want to take care of a pool. I've had to do that a couple times in my life, and I'm like, I don't really like doing it.
Yeah, I can understand that.
That and a hot tub. I don't want to take care of a hot tub either. I want to go in it.
Get one of those inflatable ones.
Well, you still got to take care of it.
Yeah, but it's not as. I don't feel as bad if you don't. It wasn't as
do you understand what I mean by take care of a hot? I don't think you get what I'm saying.
No, I understand what you're saying.
You've got to maintain the balance so it's not like basically you're getting into some sort of tepid, bad water.
That you just said. Sometimes you need bad germs on you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not getting in your hot tub ever then.
Well, I would never invite you into my hot tub.
Well, good. Well, I would never sneak onto your property when you were at home and use it.
I want a movable floor so bad in my backyard.
Dude, that looks amazing. And so it rises from the bottom of the pool and then becomes a whole play area.
They have different versions. There's ones that open up like a giant door.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're going into someone's basement, but the basement is water.
I don't want that because I feel like somebody could close that over my head. Well, it's like you never had brothers and people in the neighborhood, my brother's friends, that would basically torment you at a pool.
Well, you probably should invite those people over for the pool party.
He's my brother. What do you want me to do? I can't not invite him to his own home.
This is cool, though, the whole idea of it making it more safe for, kids and also pets.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I've seen, the ones where, they have, these fences that kind of come up from the ground, and you hit a button, and it kind of, surrounds the pool. That way your dog doesn't run into the water or your kid doesn't go into the water. But this is way cooler.
Yeah, the riseable one is nice. I think that's a very great idea because then the kid can't ever fall in the pool because the bottom rises to the top, and boom.
Well, they should say regarding the safety of really wealthy infants and children, because I don't think any
yeah, you're
of
right.
us can afford this.
Yeah, and besides, the kind of pools you get, Steve, basically they'll fall over if the kid leans the right way anyway.
This is incredible, man.
I know, Agor.
I've never even heard of this before.
Yeah.
I just thought that was something
This is Bill Gates stuff right here.
Yeah,
this is Jeff Bezos. Watch Jeff Bezos has 15 of these. in the same yard.
His bathtub is probably like
Yeah, he's got an Agor bathtub.
It's like a stand-up shower, and then when he feels like taking a bath, the floor lowers.
He's probably got like a little tunnel, like you see at hotels. He can swim from his bathtub to his pool to other parts of the house.
Yeah.
Probably like a grotto.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
Man.
God dang it, I'm so pissed off at these
Well, you got
people.
that net worth? Why is...
$1 million doesn't get you that.
I bet it could. How much do you think this is?
That's got to be. I would say that's got to be $500,000.
You really think so?
But to do all that stuff,
I'm guessing it's under $250,000.
Oh, how can we find out?
We have to contact one of the representatives.
All right, or Vicky can do a search for Agor pools.
Yeah, I bet there's like a Reddit thread.
Yeah.
Also, quick update. I mean, we did say that BJ was going to go down in his net worth.
I was at $1 million today.
Yeah, at the beginning of the show, BJ was at $1 million, and you've gone up to
What?
$1.3 million.
What?
So
What?
I made $300,000 just talking to you fools today.
Well, then you can put $300,000 towards this one of these sweet pools.
Can we please get the maker of this website? Why am I even on this website? Why am I important enough to be on there with movie stars where anybody would care about my net worth? And literally, how does it keep going up and down when I'm here doing this show? I'm not doing anything at all to be able to affect my net worth like this.
Some say Google says each square foot of the movable floor system can cost anywhere from $300 to $550.
All right. I don't know. So we'd have to do math. That's a tough
I don't
one.
want to open up my calculator.
Yeah, that's
for
tough
this.
to do. All right.
Another person says, I can make a net and a pulley system for $1,000. I'm coming for your business, Agor.
A net and a pulley system.
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, I feel like you're the guy that designed the immersible down at the Titanic. I'm not sure I'm going to trust you.
And the texter said they had a pool and they already dropped out $150 into it. They said the pool is in. When they put the cement deck into the steps, they're not equal height in Lakewood. Gas has a problem with that.
Oh, okay.
Oy.
Lakewood gas.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're using gas. I think nobody wants us to use gas anymore.
Oh, well, then, I'm sure that's what they want to hear right now.
I'm sorry about that. I hate to say it, but I think that gas is going to become the new enemy, and you're going to hear people more and more say don't use it anymore.
Well, if it involves me having a sweet pool that keeps the water warm, gas is my friend.
You've got natural gas. You're fine.
I don't know what I have.
No, I mean inside you.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes it's not
I
very
don't know
natural.
what I have. Here's a homeowner for you. I don't even know what runs my house.
Stuff.
Does anybody know in your house who does?
Oh, yeah, Tatum.
Okay. Oh, Tatum knows where all the water shutoffs, everything. So Tatum's the one that's got all the. She knows where all the.
She knows where all the switches are.
All right, fair enough.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. Can I leave things off of a bankruptcy, like my car?
You have to list all of your assets and creditors when you file bankruptcy. So you would have to tell the court and the trustee that you have the car or that you have a car loan. You could say that I want to keep my car and continue to make my payments on the car. But the court will need to know that you have a car and that you may have a payment on the car. So by leaving it off the bankruptcy, if you mean that you cannot disclose it to the court, the answer to that is no, you must disclose it. However, that does not mean that you'll lose those assets. You'll be able to keep things like a car and a house in almost all cases, but you must disclose them to the court. But you'll need to continue to make payments on a house or a car that you intend to keep.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Some companies are big, others are small. To Robert Half, their hiring needs are equally huge. At Robert Half, our specialized recruiting professionals elevate their expertise with proprietary AI tools to transform candidate discovery, assessment, and selection. Whether sourcing talent locally or in any geography that works for you, Robert Half can pinpoint hard-to-find candidates in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent.
Are you feeling pressure to choose an insurance plan that doesn't fit your family? You're not alone. This open enrollment, take back freedom over your healthcare decisions with Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM is the faith-based alternative to insurance that aligns with the values that matter most. Choose a provider you trust with no network restrictions and affordable healthcare programs that work for you. Enroll today at chministries.org/solution. That's chministries.org/solution.
Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. Parents can send instant money transfers, automate allowance, and more. Plus, keep an eye on spending with real-time notifications. Join more than 6 million families building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get your first month free at greenlight.com/Odyssey. That's greenlight.com/Odyssey.